Welcome to the good, the bad, and the sequel. This is the movie podcast where we're talking sequels and we do it in two parts. The first, an interview with an actor or someone involved that made the film worth watching. And the second, a discussion of the sequel, what they got right, what they got wrong, and how it could have been better. Really hope you enjoyed last week's interview with the stunt legend, Lisa Hoyle. Man, Lisa was so much fun to talk to. We talked about how she goes from gymnastics to being like a kid circus. And then she's dropping 93 feet in Charlie's Angels, which is insane. So it was really cool to pick her brain about what leads up to a stunt like that, the preparation, the practice, and really how much you can practice that big of a fall. It's really neat. If you haven't listened to the interview, please check it out. She talks about doubling Goldie, a ton of other stories. And at sequelsonly.com, our website, /Lisa Hoyle, I have the clip of her doing the Charlie's Angels stunt, which didn't even make it in the movie, which is insane. 93 feet is left on the cutting room floor. And for Lisa, she had a very small, what she called stunt scene where they're kind of running around. You're like a stunt player in chase scenes. Is this week's sequel Lethal Weapon 4, which I'm not kidding. I love this movie when it came out. Very quotable. Haven't seen it in a long time, so it's going to be very interesting to discuss this one. But before I say anything else about Uncle Benny or Butters or Barters or Boobers, whatever they call them, I got to introduce you to my partner in the sequel watching journey, Jamie Riccardi. Jamie, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, Doug. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You're Murtaugh, right, in this scenario?
Why would I be? Why? Because I'm older?
I think I'm a little crazy.
Well, you are crazy. But I think I could do action better than
I think
you.
I'd live on a beach. I think I would live on a beach in a trailer.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have a mix between Murtaugh and Riggs. But watching this movie again, first of all, absolutely love Riggs. Just the character of Riggs in general. But if you think about all the cop, like the franchises, from Die Hard to Sudden Impact, with Clint Eastwood to, like any other Charles Bronson, take any of them, all these buddy cops, I would take Riggs over any of them. I needed by far, because to me, Riggs is the Incredible Hulk. Right, Riggs, he can fight and everything else, but the more you get him angry, the crazier he gets, and he just turns it on, and he's such a psychopathic cop, but a badass that I think he out trumps all the other cop, franchises. Take him over Bruce Willis, take him over at all of them. He by far is the best.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun because he's funny, he's crazy. And one thing that this movie really does, because the other movies did give his character more emotion. He cared more. He was brought into the Murtaugh family. He even kisses the daughter on the lips. Weird, because they had a thing in the first movie. Because in the first movie, she must have been in high school.
Whoa. They didn't have a thing. She had a thing for him.
I know, but he gave her a look back. Not saying they hooked up or anything, but there was like a flirtation between them. And then they kiss each other on the lips in this one.
Well, So there's a lot to like about this movie, and then there's a lot not to like about the movie, right? After watching it again. I'll tell you one super impressive. Jet Li is so intimidating in this movie.
Oh my God.
His facial expressions, his smirking, his presence. He's such a small guy, but for his role in this movie, such a badass. Literally, such a heavy presence in the movie. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Jackie Chan was offered that role, but he never wanted to play a bad guy.
Well, good, because I don't think it would have worked out as well. I think it's hard. I mean, he could probably play a bad guy, but in this specific role, the way Jet Li just standing there, it was very intimidating, because he has a look. He has, again, a smirky look that is just I could kill you in 2 seconds. Like that kind
Which
of look.
He does multiple times, but then later on when he has the fight with the older cops, he doesn't go for those tricks. Where's his special watch?
But that was an awesome scene.
His beads. He has beads. I'm sorry. The watch was from that bad Richard Gere movie when Richard Gere ended. I'm not going to say the movie, but he ends up. It's like a double cross kind of thing, and he has this watch that has a thing you pull, and he chokes people with it.
Wait, you're afraid to spoil a Richard Gere movie who hasn't made a movie in like 40 years?
Just in case.
Okay. But so I did like the Jet Li aspect. What I also liked is the fact that Riggs got his ass kicked, right? Like he was like,
God.
you know,
that's what I mean. They graduated
showed
the
their
characters
age.
well.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did that well. What I did not like about the movie, which is a big part of the movie, is I don't think it's an action movie. I think it's a comedy more than an action movie.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like
There's not a lot of action.
There's not a lot of action.
But one thing that's great about it, the action is badass. The opening scene,
100%.
I'll always remember, and I almost thought it was in one of the other ones because of how good it was. The on the highway. Like inside the moving house, that's
insane.
Amazing.
But that's how all the movies are. So like when you're going into a Lethal Weapon movie, you're looking for that action throughout the movie, and instead you get more comedy than I mean. I don't think outside of the first scene.
Because this is the era they were like, hey, we can get this movie made. I think the first one was in the third one's maybe 92, 93. Who's the biggest comedian right now? Chris Rock. Because this movie is stand up, dude. It is every time and even like Joe Pesci and the other ones, they F you with the phones, they F you with the credit cards. This one, he's doing the same bits.
He is, and he's doing his stand-up, but it's not overkill, like where Joe Pesci,
I love Chris Rock, and it just got, we're going to keep going with this. What a crime scene. He's like, who's doing this?
No, I know. No, again, I don't think it's as overkill as, it was a lot, but because we still had Leo in the situation, it kind of like watered down Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Because I think Leo, this is his third movie? Is it his third movie? It's too much.
Great.
I mean, he's great, but it's too much. Like, I mean, like, there's no, why are these guys still hanging out with him? Like, it's like way too much.
Well, and they do a lot of good heart at the end. I thought that was really cool. For a movie that, one thing that you could tell with this movie, the clunkiness of the story, which will start in a few minutes from top to bottom, but like, they were like, we need to get this movie out by July, the summer of 98. They actually like wanted to open, it's weird, it came out when we talk about the box office later. They have July 10th to 12th for the World Cup in France. They had the movie come out. Then it didn't come out everywhere for another 5 days, but they had to rush to get this done. Like they started the movie without an ending.
Oh, wow.
And you can tell the end of the movie. It's like this dock fight scene. It's so quick. Like, remember the one guy goes, oh yeah, I know. Oh, I bet you $100 or something. I know where they are. It's like, wait, this guy? Yeah. And he's going to finish the movie?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it did feel rushed, like all of a sudden. However, like it was very nostalgic, the way the photo, of the whole group. Although, the fact that Chris Rock is part of this photo, I mean, you even got the Chief in there, which is in all four movies, and you got everybody like that was part of this franchise. So it was a cool, like, like, hey, we're done with the franchise, even though Mel Gibson is directing the next one. And from what I heard, from my sources, Danny Glover is
retired. Folks in Hollywood.
Danny Glover is retired. Riggs has a desk job. And, they have one last thing they have to work together. But it's not going to be like the action. There's going to be action, but it's going to be a little bit more slow-paced,
Wait,
obviously.
so Murtaugh... so he's okay? He's good enough to do a movie? I thought Danny Glover was ill.
Oh, then I have no idea. My sources don't work at the hospital. They only work in Hollywood. So I only know what the script is. Now, whether, who knows? But, I mean, again, maybe I'm getting the wrong information.
Or it could just be the good requel. You introduce, like, I don't know.
His son's now taking over from Murtaugh.
Chris Rock in it. Why can't Chris Rock be an older cop? Something. Yeah,
but
have the callbacks.
You need action. Again, I mean, this is like if you're going to do it one last time, you still need action. I mean, again, I think this is why I think this is maybe one of the weaker ones out of all of them, just because of the less action. However, I think Jet Li's villain puts it up there as one of the best villains in all four.
Oh, he's definitely 2 behind Busey, right?
Yeah, correct. Well,
easy.
Who's one behind Busey?
No, I'm saying.
Oh,
Busey's
2.
number 1.
I got you.
I'm saying he's 2 behind.
Well, I don't know. The Asian guy that shocks him in the first one. That's in every movie. I mean,
but he's not. I'm saying main villains. Mr. Joshua is number one.
Yeah.
Can you believe this movie had a script that was written without Chris Rock in it? And then they found out, oh yeah, we can get him. Then they added him in. And the fact that it was so weird that they were married. Like, that was so weird.
Okay. So,
without anyone knowing, except
the
mom and Rene Russo.
And that brings up a point that I had in this movie. Watching
They're bad cops. They couldn't even notice that.
No, I wouldn't say they. I mean, I'm going to say Danny Glover, Murtaugh, is an awful cop. Because after you watch this movie, first of all, this is right under his nose. I mean, he didn't see any signs at all, of Chris Rock. But the whole movie, and then if you look in the franchise, he's always yelling for Riggs. Always, Riggs, get that guy. Riggs, do this.
Oh,
Riggs,
yeah.
Like, Murtaugh, once in a while, he does a crank of his neck and he shoots one guy. Like, that's all he does in every single movie. He does one kill while Riggs is, like, jumping on airplanes and climbing buildings and going over cars. Like, Murtaugh is not a good cop. He needs Riggs.
He does. He does need it. So yeah, so now let's get into this bad boy. So we get, again, quick title card, right? Like, super quick. You could have did it after this, a weird beginning. Like, what is this?
But they go right into, I mean, it is an insane.
It's Exterminator. Somebody loved Exterminator, and they said, dude, I need them to go. Because remember, even in the third one that we covered, in that movie, opening was kind of like this too. Right into, like, just crazy action. And we get a similar start to it.
We do, and we've discussed this in the past, and I think we did another Lethal Weapon, right? Did we do another?
We did the third. Did the third.
So, back to all the cop franchises, including Die Hards and all of that. By far, I think Riggs and Murtaugh caused the most damage to cities.
Oh my God!
I mean, literally the most damage and maybe the most deaths.
And they get demoted, right? In the third one, they get demoted in the beginning. In this one, they get promoted, so they're off the streets because the city can't get an insurance policy.
It's insane. They have no, they have no care for what their actions are going to cause. Yeah. Right. I mean, but yeah, this do they even explain why this guy's doing what he's doing in the street?
No, he's just a random guy that just playing Exterminator, just flaming everything up. Buildings are on fire.
So why are they sending only 2 cops to a situation like this?
Yeah. Why not bring a fire department?
100%.
Hose him down, right?
100%.
He's soaking wet. That thing's not going to have a spark. No ignition.
Correct. And the guy's got also a machine gun in one hand and a flamethrower in another, going absolutely crazy. First of all, we don't get any backstory. We just said that's that's someone beyond insanity of whatever. I want to know what got him to the point where he's like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to take a flamethrower and a machine gun and just go walk slowly in the street where there's no one else around, and just start going haywire. What caused him to do that? I want a little backstory on that. But they go into this situation. They know he's got a flamethrower and a machine gun. Why are they still only going with pistols?
I know.
Cops never, they always have their trusty guns with them, but they never prepare for the proper gun in the situation that's at hand.
They're not like Taggart. Taggart pops the trunk. He has a shotgun at least.
He's prepared for any situation. You need a shotgun? I got it. We're in a situation we need a machine gun? I got it. You need some grenades? I got it. Here, it's always, again,
a pistol. Oh, we're going against the Japanese gang. Oh, pistol.
Pistol. Every time. They never prepare ahead of time.
Oh, they're Chinese, right? Yeah, Chinese.
Okay.
But yeah, so I love that they think they're going to sneak up on this guy. They start to drive up and they're like, oh shit. Then they have to back up. But then this is when Murtaugh reveals to Rigg that he's going to be a grandfather.
Perfect timing. I mean, it's.
I know, that's what I don't understand. I know this is this is a month.
It's a lighthearted.
Or it's 9 months later. The next part.
Yeah. But
or 8 months.
Okay, so just going back to, you said they're going to try to sneak in. What the guy is, I can almost guarantee you he can't hear anything if you went from behind him. Why not do a SWAT, slowly creep in there instead of coming in there with a car. You're going to tell me that's the best way to sneak in? I mean, like, how about getting a sniper? Go on a building and get a sniper.
Yes.
Like something like driving straight at him with a car that he's going to see a mile away. That's your plan. Like,
and Murtaugh, they get blamed for this. This goes on their record.
Of course they do.
How about when the bad guy has a Walkman on and it has the words "fire" in it?
That's what I mean. He can't hear a thing. They could have walked slowly behind him. The guy would never know. Tap him on the shoulder. Hey, very simple,
And punch him, knock him out, something. But no, they do this whole thing. And I do love that he goes, you got to distract him.
Oh, my God.
And why does Murtaugh fall for this? Riggs messes with him all the time.
Oh, that is what makes them so good. I don't know if there's much messing in the first one because, it was Riggs that is most psycho and Murtaugh didn't like him. But from 2 on, I think there's always something else, whether it's the condoms, the commercial with his daughter. Remember, that one? Like, there's always, and like, again, this is Riggs, Murtaugh is a cop. He falls for everything. Like, he can't possibly think getting in his underwear was the best distraction.
No, but he goes with it. Oh yeah, and then pretend you're a chicken. Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what? I remember learning that at the academy.
Well, not only that, isn't that a big risk? Like the guy just basically just turns around and shoots him. Like it's not like he had like a knife to someone's throat. He literally shooting a machine gun and a flamethrower, and you're gonna risk throwing yourself out there for a distraction where the guy could just easily shoot you. That's a risk that will take.
You're sitting duck or sitting chicken.
Sitting chicken. So, yeah. And he just told him that he's going to be a grandfather. Why don't Riggs go? Because he's got no kids at this point. He doesn't know that, right?
No, I don't think he brings it up yet.
Right.
No, not yet. He finds out when he gets back. Yeah.
Right. So why not, like, he should have volunteered and say, hey, listen, you know what? You're going to be a grandfather. You shouldn't be in harm's way. Let me go. First of all, I'm more psychotic to begin with.
Yeah, I want to die anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, now all of a sudden you don't want to die?
Yeah. Not today. I don't want to die. Hey, burning is where I lay, I'll jump off a building to scare the shit out of a guy, but no, not this one. But dude, and then the fact that what happens, because it's, again, it's like Murphy's Law with these two. They cause the biggest issues. He shoots the guy's pack. It shoots the guy and then goes into a tanker filling up a gas station.
Because the tanker just happens to be right there, Well, it seemed like they were in like a city, right? Like it didn't seem like, so why would a gas station be there?
LA, they have cities. What do you mean? New York has gas stations.
In Manhattan?
Yes.
There
has to be a gas station in Manhattan, dude.
I have never seen a gas station.
Why would there not be?
I don't know, but I've never seen one. What
if you just drive around in the city?
I got news for you.
There's
you don't go to the city unless you have gas.
8th Avenue. There's a mobile station on 8th Avenue.
8th Avenue and what?
8th Avenue and where's this mobile station?
Maybe you're looking up mobile as in phone.
No, mobile. 8th Avenue and 13th.
8th. You're talking. That's more like village. Like you're like
still Manhattan.
It's
in the West Village. That's in Manhattan.
You're not. Yeah, right. You're not.
You're thinking about the Garden. I know there's not a.
No, not the Garden. I'm talking about just in a city. That's more like at least more home residential, where like they look like there were stores there. They look like they're in the middle of the city.
LA is not like New York.
I've never been to LA, so I'm not as famous as you.
No.
So
my dogs met they took a picture on the Lassie Walk of Fame.
Did they pee there? So that would be not. Like that would have been a better picture.
That'd be really funny. Right? Not a fan of your work, Lassie. But yeah, no. So then you get now from there all the explosions. Now we get the almost 9 months later, and we got the guys fishing with Leo Getz. And again, we get like whoever I didn't look at who the puppet did. That was a great shark puppet. Like that looked pretty good. The thing just shaking the boat.
Wait, you consider that a puppet though?
Yeah, I think it's a puppet.
I don't know.
What do you call it? A mechanical shark?
A puppet is like, something, you have it go like a...
You don't have to shove your hand up a puppet, right?
How does a puppet move then?
Or an animatronic?
Okay, well, animatronic's different. A puppet is not going to move by itself. Oscar the Grouch is a puppet. That fish was not a puppet.
That's right. Animatronic.
Okay,
so
I'll go animatronic.
But it was pretty good. And you know what's funny? Gone Fishing came out in 97, a year before this movie.
Oh, really? I never saw it. I
didn't think about that. I just remember the poster and you're like, holy shit, these people are in a movie together, like a comedy?
So are they using the same shark? Maybe it's a train shark.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember the plot of Gone Fishing. I couldn't even guess what it is.
I could probably guess, and it's probably two older guys looking to retire and, just grumpy old. It's probably like grumpy old men with Leo and, yeah. But can you imagine it was like a spinoff? It was Leo and Murtaugh.
See that?
Gone Fishing?
Well, that pretty much, it seems like it is.
Yeah. But I mean, that you don't think that could have been a real shark?
In the boat?
Real.
No.
It looked real.
Oh, no, it could have been, but they're not going to have the actors in the boat with that.
Dude,
those are like extras in some kind of thing.
I don't know about that. That's Joe Pesci. He could take on a shark.
Yeah.
He's taking on bigger guys.
He has, yeah.
But,
and we get some heart-to-heart here on the boat, right?
Well, yeah, but again, before you get to the heart-to-heart, why are they hanging out? At this point, they haven't had the heart-to-heart with Leo yet. Why are they hanging out at night with Leo?
And in a place that giant ships will cross.
Oh, well, we'll get to that, how they didn't even notice it whatsoever.
I know.
Again, great cops these guys are. They didn't even notice, a massive ship. But why do they hang out with Leo? Like, because it really seems like they get so annoyed with him, they can't stand him, yet he's always around them. Now, that's him always being around them, but...
He's always around.
Okay, but, but going fishing, though, that's them inviting him. That's not him just showing up, it's one thing it shows up at their office, it shows up by the car, but for him to them bring him out, that doesn't make sense.
They want that buddy to pick on.
Well, it's almost like he's pledging to join their friendship. Because he's literally, they make him do so many stupid things, and it's like, all right, in order to get into our friend circle, we're going to have to, ride you pretty hard, for 3 movies.
For 3 films. And I do love I think they were talking about getting old, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what they were kind of talking about. And then it gets interrupted by Leo starting to shoot the shark on the boat. Yeah. Dude, you're with 2 cops. Like, you could they could lose their jobs.
Was that his gun yet or no? Or was that his gun, or was that he took? I think he took.
Oh, I don't know who's. No,
because he has a gun later on for being a PI. But I think he took. That's what made it even better.
Him as a PI.
Yeah, but he took Riggs' gun, I think, or something that was sitting there. That's why. Yeah. Okay.
That should have came into play, or they should have had. Maybe there was a scene that didn't make it in the movie, but him being a PI didn't really help the movie, right?
Sure, it did. They led him to Uncle Benny, where Uncle Benny was. It was. Remember, they said Leo and Leo.
They knew where he was. They just had him be the bait.
Yeah, but I thought they.
Oh
used
yeah,
Leo
he followed him. I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
he followed Uncle Benny. Yeah, so that was the only time that it came into play.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to think if it was something that wasn't involved, and somehow he just took a case that had to cross in by mistake, or but that's true. They hired
that would make him too good. So I mean, he needed something too simple just to follow Uncle Benny.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, what a great scene. Well, still one of the funniest scenes.
Well, I think as much as annoying as Chris Rock could be with some of his stand up, that was his best moment also.
Oh my God. So quotable.
Yeah,
and then we find out they're on the boat, they're on a stakeout. We don't know what it's for, but again, like you said, if why would you invite him on a personal fishing hangout? Why would you, for a police? You can't just bring people on stakeouts. If you're a cop, you can't be like, hey, dude, Tony, I can't go to the game. I can't go to the bar, watch the game tonight. You want to sit in my cruiser? That's not something you can do, but they do it.
Well, they're on a stakeout, but they're also drinking.
Yeah, that is,
So,
and we never know what they're looking out for. No. Oh, I guess is that kind of setting up that they're sneaking people in? Do they even mention that?
No, they don't know that.
No,
yet.
Not really, because they were kind of amazed when they saw.
Yeah, no, they don't know that. But again, how foggy is it that 1, they don't see the ship, but 2, you don't hear it either?
Oh my God, you hear that giant thing going through the ocean.
Their boat looks so small next to it, and then how crazy is Riggs? I mean, he really we know he's crazy, but you have this massive ship, so he decides to jump on the ship, get on the ship.
Oh my God, I know.
He's
they first start shooting at them right away and shooting back. So the Coast Guard's on their way, and it's like,
okay. Wouldn't that be the the time where you say, all right, you know what? If they're shooting at us and it's a massive ship, maybe we need backup.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what's on that ship. I mean, they can have 100 guys, ready to. No, Riggs thinks, you know what? I can take it myself.
Yeah, and they hit a direct shot because the boat's on fire. He gets onto a boat that's already on fire.
He's a lunatic. And again, what's Murtaugh? He's like him and Leo are floating around with a shark in the water. Like, again,
oh my God,
he's so not a good cop. Like, he really is useless, except for the one shot he gets in every movie. He does the one neck crank, and that's it. So, so Riggs on this boat is just insane.
Yeah. And we don't know, is Murtaugh on the take, right?
Well, that
internal affairs. That's one part of the movie I did not remember. That end, like, just the way they blurted it out, and that was it.
I don't. So I remember once they started doing it, I remember, but I forgot why.
You remembered the payoff that it was that?
No. I still don't understand.
Okay.
I still don't understand where the money was coming from. So it was something with his wife, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they said, do you know so and so, like, not Danielle Steele, but do you know Danielle Steele? It's like, yeah, the one who writes the steamy novels. Well, that's Leanne, or not Leanne. That was what's his name's girl, but
whose girl? See, I was confused on the whole payoff.
It was Murtaugh's wife writes steamy novels under a pseudonym.
Okay, I was under the impression that
she's super famous.
I thought she was like an Ann Landers. Okay, so you're gonna tell me Riggs knew nothing about this? They're so close.
Dumb, right?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're so.
And he has all that cash on him. I know she makes more money now. He's just walking around with hundreds. Just because you have more money doesn't mean you carry more money.
And if she's super famous, this is only the first time that he's noticed that his. First of all, he didn't even notice. Wasn't it Renee? What's her name?
Renee Russo just said the IA is looking into Murtaugh because
she noticed the money.
Yeah,
I don't think Riggs noticed the money.
Yeah, no, he didn't notice it.
That's what I'm saying. So
in one of the movies, they were redoing their house. In the third movie, there was no investigation then because it's like, oh, how do you have a boat on cop salary and this?
Wait, so you're saying this is going on for all the movies?
No, I don't think it is. But I'm saying we didn't hear that in the third movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
and that was like he's doing a giant addition on his house, and his wife, I guess, didn't work.
In the movie world, cops make a lot of money. I mean, that's clear.
Well, in real life, they make a lot of money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the movie, I'm talking about a lot of money. In the movie world, their houses are ridiculous. Except for Riggs. He still sleeps in a camper on.
Dude, he must
on
be
a bridge.
Loaded, right? He must have so much money in the bank. He pays no rent.
I don't even think he has a bank. He probably buries it in the sand.
I can't. Does. That would have been the way the character is in, like, Loaded Weapon. Just burying stuff in the desert, Uncle Eddie in Vegas Vacation.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
But yeah, so now Riggs is on the boat. A lot of the bad guys are trying to get away, and this goes from them in this boat, kind of calm. They catch a shark to the water so rough because we see a bad guy escape and just disappear into the waves.
And I know Riggs is a great shot, but he never misses. Ever. No. He literally shot every single guy when he's laying on the ground and standing up to he shot everyone. Like, always. Like, you watch the movies, I don't think he's ever missed one person. Ever.
Yeah. He's pretty good. And this boat, like, they didn't realize, A, that they didn't hear a boat, see a boat, but also, like, that they were that close to shore because within, like, he's barely on the boat. Yeah. And we get a crashes into land.
So who's driving that boat? I don't think a boat can go that fast, that close to where
the guy that Riggs beat up, that got off, and then he's later in the movie.
Yeah,
that we see later in the movie. But then when the sharks loose in the water, it's hilarious, dude.
Well, it's unbelievable. It brings so much silliness to such a great franchise.
Yeah,
really. I almost feel like the second one, I mean, has its lines too, but it's not as silly. I think the third one is where, like, the third and fourth are like more comedy than action, where the first two are more action than comedy.
Yeah, now agreed. So Riggs out another quick fight after the other guy escapes. Then he finds all the stowaways. And it's like, wow. One of the extras that they show the passports for is an actor who played Shredder in the original Turtle movies.
Really?
And he was the father-in-law on Amazon Prime's The Tick. I'm like, that's wild to see a guy's character. I think you see him one time, but you just see his passport. I'm like, shit, I know that guy.
That's funny.
But,
No, that's funny. Okay.
So then from there, we see Uncle Benny. We meet Jet Li's character. And then we get this guy who's like the slimy guy who works for the government, giving away secrets, the man from the State Department. And dude, how many times has that happened in real life? That death? Because we see it almost happen twice in this movie. The old push on the train tracks when dude, I am fearful of train tracks because of this.
Oh, well, but why didn't he step on the gas?
Well, no, you should either step on the gas. Riggs does the reverse.
I know,
thing, which again, you step on the gas, right?
100% you step on the gas. Like, he didn't step on the gas, and that's what I wrote down. I'm like, why didn't he step on the gas? Like, that made no sense.
Yeah, ridiculous, dude.
Okay,
crazy. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love the way he dies because he's in the car right after the deal, just sitting there counting the money, and then he gets...
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
A lot of explosions. Funny. And Donner did all of these movies. He directed all 4 of them. So you kind of get like a similar tone and look to all of them. It's not like when you watch one of these, you're like, oh man, this looks totally different. They kind of look the same. They do shoot a lot of the Hong Kong style fighting because of Jet Li, like the quick camera cuts and stuff, and to make, older actors seem faster, like when it comes to fight scenes. But
I wonder, like when they film these explosions, and I've been on, movie sets.
I know.
So
you see Jamie and Happy Gilmore 2.
You can
season 2 of Poker Face.
Yes. A show called well, I don't know, I forget what it was called. It was a cop show back in the day, one episode. But anyway, I do know that they film the same scene over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So how do they do explosion scenes, right? I'm sure they do the scene without the explosion multiple times, but like, is like the explosion, like how many cars do they have? I say, listen, we only have 3 real explosion takes, so let's do it right the first time, so we don't have to get the, like how do they do? I wonder how they do, like, because they have to do it multiple times, and I'm sure obviously they're doing it without the explosion, but how many explosion takes do they do for like movies like that?
That's a good question. I think for a lot of them, they're trying to, because they don't want to do it a lot. You don't have a lot of the principal actors in it.
That's what I mean.
Or you're using multiple cameras to have the different angles that we see. Because like we covered in movies before, most famously Friday the 13th Part 7, like they were close to that house and it blew up so fast, it broke the cameras. So they only have like 3 seconds of footage from blowing up an entire house. Like it like kind of ruined it. My kids are into Mythbusters now, so we've been watching a lot of these, and it's wild how like just the way, even like they had one, it was like an RPG hitting a car. There was like no explosion. Like if you were in the backseat of that car, you're surviving this explosion. It just like trapped in the front of the car, exploded, barely got to the front seat. And it's in a movie, it's like that thing's doing a triple flip.
It explodes on a little gun, let alone a RPG. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, I was just curious because I mean, you're right. These movies, I think every single movie has some kind of explosion in this franchise. At least one or two, at least one, but usually multiple.
Yeah, and then we get a great comedic actor. He's the guy who works for the immigration department, and he's kind of an asshole, and Murtaugh like gives him the business a little bit. He's in Office Space. He's the guy who's like, well, what do you exactly do here? I talk to the salespeople because they don't know how to talk to the engineers, like that guy. But this movie has a really big political message about immigration, and I guess that's something that's since the beginning of time, it's something that was spoken about, but it was like really big. Like that's what the heart of this movie is. Like, especially that scene.
Look what's going on today. I mean, again, not to make this a political, thing, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's something that's been going on for a long time. Whatever side you're on with it. But yeah, for a movie to make, not too many movies would step on these kind of. Issues,
and just stayed there. Like it was there. Like they mentioned it, and then Murtaugh's like having a conversation with the guy about it, and it's like this whole back and forth. And it's just crazy to think about. Like these, these people are coming from somewhere that they'll like lay in the bottom of a boat hiding. And how long is that trip? Like, probably with barely any food. It's insane.
It's crazy because, it really, it's not so much like, it's not the main theme. Like the theme isn't about, immigrants. It's about getting these four guys, these gang members out of prison. Right. It's not
the forefathers, right?
Correct. So it's not, and just getting this one family to, to persuade the uncle. So, or whatever. So it's not really about the immigration, but it lingers throughout the whole movie. Like you said, it's not, it's a side piece, but it's still a big factor, but it's not even the main reason why, about the movie. So yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. But is this also when he deals with the psychiatrist? Is he with the psychiatrist at the office?
Oh, not yet, but she's great, man. She's in all the movies too.
She is, cool. but his interaction with her, like, well, we'll get there.
Yeah, but now we get Chris Rock. We see him for the first time as Butters, who's the future son-in-law of Murtaugh, but he has no idea. At this point, Riggs finds out after this, right?
Yes.
He finds out after the scene, because then that's when he's really
Rene Russo tells him.
Yeah. But making the references. But Chris Rock's doing a stand-up here. He goes, we're now important victims?
Yeah. That, when he was doing that, his first rant, it just doesn't fit. Like, it just made no sense.
I'm like, this wouldn't happen.
No, a cop would not be like that. So, and his anger, like, that when he goes on these tangents, doesn't fit at all. Like, in the movie. Like, it just doesn't fit. So I thought that was definitely off,
Yeah. And one thing that's great about this movie, and they really riff it in Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they do Lethal Weapon 5, and they do the smooth sax. Like, Murtaugh's like, hey, I'm gonna go back in here real quick, and he pulls the thing, and he sees like the family who he brings in, but it's like we hear the.
But that's a typical. I mean, think about every 80s or whatever movie. Like, when did this come out? This is probably 90s. No?
This is 98.
98. Okay. But, as much as this came out in 98, this still has that 80s vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
I
think it's Donner. It looks like all the movies. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
The film
right?
looks the same.
When you watch some of these, like if you watch like 48 Hours and then another 48 Hours, to me, they look like two different movies. Right?
Oh,
I mean, like,
God, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great. But like it didn't for this another 48 Hours because Eddie Murphy was so much bigger then. It doesn't seem like the same movie, where this movie seems like it could have been made a couple of years after the other ones. Like, it was just the same kind of vibe, look, and everything.
Yeah. So now Riggs, he still lives in a trailer, an upgraded one, and Rene Russo, she goes, "You were supposed to be home last night." And again, no phone call, nothing. And he says, "Sorry, I had bad Chinese."
And you know what? She looks great. I mean, she's
the best. Dude.
I mean, really, and but you know what though? Listen, their relationship is such a bizarre relationship because she's also a badass. So like, she knows. Listen, if he's not home, he's doing something crazy. Like,
he's alive.
He's alive, and he's probably killing people. Like, you think about, like, I mean, as cops, I think that, obviously the one thing that cops probably never want to do is kill someone, right? In real life, it's, if it happens, it's going to happen, in certain situations, but they don't want to. Riggs, think about how many people that he's murdered. I mean, as a cop since the first movie, and it's just like, it's like another day at the office. That's all. Like, really, it's just.
But yeah, Rene Russo makes the bad idea of like, again, Riggs, who always just like prods and pokes Murtaugh and just lets him know about Butters. Oh, it's a cop? Oh, no, it's a Butter? Is it Butter? Oh my God.
That's all he needed. That's all he needed. But she should have known better. She knows him. There's no way. Again, she's a cop and she knows her. Well, they're not married yet, how old are they in this movie that she's pregnant? I mean, if they're looking to retire.
How old do you think she is?
I would say she's probably
early 40s, right?
In this movie?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think she is today?
I think they're all early 40s. I think they're well, Murtaugh was probably in his 50s, definitely in this movie, at least.
And Mel Gibson's definitely.
Murtaugh is probably about 10 years older than Mel Gibson. That would be my guess. He's not, I think Mel Gibson is younger. But, I mean,
Rene Russo's 72, so when this movie came out, she was born in 54.
So she was probably 20.
So 44.
44, okay. In this movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, she was
So
born in. Wait, you said 72?
She was born in 54.
Oh, 52. I thought. Why'd you say 72?
I didn't say 72.
Roll back the tape. You said 72. Okay, so she's 44, and she's just pregnant now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gibson's younger. 70.
Oh wow. Wait, when was Gibson born?
What do you mean? This is math class?
You said 70.
He's 70 years old. I'm doing the math for you.
I thought you'd go in years. I'm like, what?
No, I said she's 72. What,
okay. All right.
This is a math podcast.
Now, and I would say Danny Glover's 82.
Danny Glover, age. He was born in 46, so he's 80.
Yeah, so 80. Right. So he's about 10 years old. But my point is, though, like, so he's 40, she's 44 in this movie, and she's pregnant. I mean, that's for back then. I mean, I understand now.
Back then, that's different. Yeah,
that's very different. That's. I mean, but I'm sure she wasn't. So the thing is, like, was she playing a 44-year-old? But Mel Gibson is talking about that he's looking to retire because he can't do it anymore.
Well, so, Cops is 20 years, so
it is. It is. Yeah. But I mean,
but it was kind of an accident. It's not like they planned it. I don't think they were like, let's have a family. It was like, hey, this is what it is, and he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, all right. Well, accidents happen.
But now the next scene, now right away they're going over the house because they're going baby, room shopping or clothes shopping, and like, why would, since they know what's going on, especially Murtaugh's wife, why would they say, hey, how about we just meet you there or something? They have a whole entire Chinese family in their kitchen cooking Chinese food for breakfast, which is great. I love Chinese food. I can eat any time of the day. But like the smells in the house. And then I love Ping, who's great. That little kid's great in this movie. Well, he sees Mel Gibson. He opens the door and then he runs away.
But, okay, you just rescued this family and you're putting them to work right away?
Maybe they thought, hey, I want to. Imagine if that what it is, like, you better cook.
I'm just saying, But it's funny. I'm just looking at my notes now, and I do have in big letters, he kissed his daughter on the lips.
Yes.
Yeah. So I forgot about it when you mentioned it. I'm like, oh yeah.
I wrote that down. I remember when Riggs and the oldest Murtaugh daughter had a sexual moment in the first movie?
That was weird. That was weird.
And I'm sure they had that in the second and third. I don't remember those moments, but I just remember the first one, like her looking at him.
Well,
flirting.
she loved him in the first
real
one.
Hunky guy. He had the mullet going on.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, and I think Murtaugh noticed it in like the first or second movie. He like kind of warned him, like, stay with my daughter kind of thing. I thought.
Oh yeah, no, wrong. That was definitely one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Totally.
Because he saw the way the daughter always looked at him. Okay.
So then at this point, they go to work. We find out that the cops lost their insurance carrier because of them. So now they're being promoted to captains. So the cops can get insurance eventually, which is crazy. Like, these are city employees, taxpayer dollars are going to them. And it's like, oh my God, these guys are they're screwing up. We don't have insurance now.
But
what are we going to do with them? Well, should we fire them? Oh no, we're going to promote them.
But it's funny because, like, that's what we're all, we're talking about it on this podcast, right? Of how much damage they do. So the fact that they acknowledge it, instead of ignoring it, I think is actually pretty funny. Because it's got to be like, when they're writing the movies and they're, saying these are the scenes, they have to be like, I can't believe how much we're destroying in this, like, I think that they're probably like, at this point, I think we have to acknowledge the amount of damage that they've done to the city, which I think it's funny the way they do that. So,
yeah. And at least in this one, they're getting promoted. In the third one, they made them street cops. They were getting people for, jaywalking.
Yeah, but meanwhile, they're the only two cops that have brought down the biggest villains in the city every single time.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So,
they
should
be legends. But again, what's the cost of a criminal? Maybe it's like, you know what? Honestly, I understand the cocaine ring that they were running here is terrible for the city, but like, you guys cost $50 million in damage. What's a little coke at the club? Why not?
True. Yeah, I guess they have to weigh up, where we're going to lose more money.
Exactly. You kind of have to do that, right? Like, really, you get to the point in any investigation, or like those first 48 hours, it's like after 48 hours, like, it's not like they stop giving up, but they can't put the effort out, which is,
Well, they also have to weigh in like, all right, well, if we do seize them, that's going to be a lot of people out of work. So now, now unemployment goes up. So they have to weigh that also.
The drug dealers that were on, they were on payroll. Oh man, but yeah, this is where you get the running joke. We have the obviously Chris Rock stand up. You get the Butters, them saying his name wrong, and then now it's like Riggs makes it seem like Butters likes Murtaugh because he says like, "Oh, is this a gay thing?" I'm like,
well,
what?
They don't say it like which is funny. Like the way that the way like he doesn't come out and say, "Do you think Butters is gay?" It literally like, "Do you think he like?" Like I said, so like, it's funny like how they tiptoe certain subjects, but they're literally making fun of it in the same time.
Yep.
Like, so you have that. You also, again, this is also the scene again with the psychiatrist this time too.
Yeah, Dr. Woods, who Mary Ellen Trainor, she was in Goonies,
but
Little
she's
Giants,
the worst,
Monster Squad.
She's the worst psychiatrist because Riggs manipulates her all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you remember, like from the first one, like she's trying to get him to open up, and like it's like, oh, it's almost like it's like the whale that she can't catch, and Riggs is like that one that she has to like. Meanwhile, he makes her feel so stupid every single time. Like he's just amazing.
He makes things up, and she's like, "Oh, are you having the dreams about the demons?" Yeah, no, he's insane.
You would think almost that she would be at this point 4 movies in. Like, you know what? Transferring me to another police station. I can't take this guy anymore.
I can't deal with this guy. Yeah.
I can't. I mean, the fact that now the whole office thinks that she wants to date him. After
my God. Insane. And the whole running bit with the pictures on the...
But that's
what did I tell you guys to take this picture down? And he's putting it back up. That was pretty funny.
So funny. Well, I think the same thing happened with the condoms. I think he did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Guys, all right, this is not funny anymore. Stop it. And if we find out who's doing it, and he puts it right back, and you see everybody laughing in the background, like such a great character how he does Riggs. It really is.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. And then now 5 minutes ago, they're told, "Hey, you're promoted." Because in the field, you're causing too much damage. We lost insurance. And then right away, they're going to look for Uncle Benny. They go to his restaurant and oh my God, dude. Like, what is going on? Like, not like ask nicely. No, let's cause damage to a business.
It's ridiculous damage, insane. I mean, but again, where's Uncle Benny from? Like, what other movies? Like, he looks so familiar.
I'm sure. I'm sure he's not in Big Trouble in Little China, but I'm sure in a lot of those movies he shows up.
So the only movie the first movie you come up with is just a Chinese movie. So he can't be in, you don't think he was in Pretty Woman or anything? Like it had to be.
He might have been in his name is Kim Chan. He had a long life, dude. Born in 1917.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
When did he die?
He was 81 in this movie. He died in 2008 at the age of 90.
Wait, he was 81?
Fifth Element, I remember from. So that's the first thing that came up.
Okay.
On here, I remember him from that. But movies wise, he's in The King of Comedy. That's his first big movie.
Oh wow.
The De Niro flick.
Yeah.
Pope of Greenwich Village.
Oh wow.
Moscow on the
Moscow with Robin Williams.
Small. Yeah, on the Hudson. Small. Desperately Seeking Susan. He's a bum in that movie. The Cotton Club. Street Walking. Gung Ho.
Okay, so
he's on the board. He's on the board of Gung Ho.
I mean,
so I just picked the wrong movie.
you know, it's funny. Like, I mean, you think about that though. Those are major movies this guy was in. I mean, so he clearly has a great resume. But I mean, I think the funny interaction between him and Mel Gibson of mispronouncing things was hysterical.
Oh my God. It's fried rice, you prick.
Fried rice, the way I think he said it's so. Oh my gosh, it was just they're running gag back and forth, and then which leads to the dentist scene, which they're all like buddies at that point. It really was. It was a great bit. Uncle Benny was great.
So good. But yeah, so then they go to this restaurant. Chris Rock's doing more stand-up in the back seat. And then this is when Leo is practicing tailing him.
Well, no, before that, you have to talk about Jet Li was there. You know,
that's what I mean, but they're not even there yet. I jumped the gun a little bit.
Oh, okay.
They get Leo in trouble before they go there. which is wild. Like, and I love that cop. How old was that guy? Why is he not retired? We're talking about Murtaugh and Riggs. That guy looked like he was 60.
But I just love how, yeah, we were all buddies. Yeah, we don't know this guy.
Just pull right out.
I mean, why does Leo, I guess we find out more later on, but up until this point, we're like, why is he hanging out with these guys? Why are they hanging out with him? But at the same time, why is he hanging out with them when they're constantly getting him in situations that are just awful? So.
He can't be doing a field sobriety test for an hour on that. But, like, how does he make money? Where's his money coming from? He doesn't have a lot of PI work. So, like.
Yeah, I know. Was he a real estate agent when they first met him?
He was in the third movie.
Okay. So what was he in the second movie? Oh,
he was an informant.
He was
a money launderer.
Yeah. Okay. So that's maybe he's still doing that.
So he went from money laundering to real estate agent to private eye.
Is it that easy?
In the next movie? He's got to be in it.
Is it? Well, he's like 90 years old, man.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's doing well.
Do you but is it that easy to change careers later in life like that? Like, go from money launderer to real estate agent?
I guess if you're a crook, it's easy, right?
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Like, yeah, I'm doing this I'm going to do this now. And just like that much of a change.
Okay. Well, can you imagine
doing that?
Hold on, can you imagine buying a house from him? Like, how annoying walking through the house and he's going over every inch of the house in his voice and what like it would be
good lighting.
Awful.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Yes. Oh my God. So yeah, to the restaurant. Yeah, the good Riggs. Because Jet Li's like, "Who's this guy, Uncle Benny?" And he's just like staring. You get like that stare down. You're like, oh shit.
Unbelievable. Like, again, he doesn't have a lot of lines, but just that look he has. I mean, he's such a, his presence is insane. It really is in this movie. Yeah. The only thing I don't understand is what's with the mullet? Like, it was such an odd choice.
Oh, no, he's a rat tail. He has a little rat
tail.
Which he gets pulled later in the movie.
He does, but like.
Murtaugh uses it to grab it. Yeah, I know.
Such a bizarre, look to it, but. I guess when when you're that badass, you could wear whatever, you have it, whatever you want.
That is true, right?
Go ahead,
boy
say
named
something.
Sue, right?
Go ahead, say something.
Yeah. Riggs shatters that two-way mirror, sets off the alarm, and then it's like, and one of the lines is, "In Hong Kong, you'd be dead," and then he sets off the friggin' fire alarm, so then all the water sprinklers go off, ruins everything in the restaurant.
Can they get sued for that? The amount of damage that Riggs caused in this business, is insane. He does things without thinking all right, there's going to be repercussions for this. No, he just does whatever.
This part. Yeah, but the next part. So he runs into the captain from the boat. He goes, I know that guy. Let's get him. And they're chasing him down. Murtaugh, this part again, it has all those 20s. He gives a kid $200 for a bike.
But what's the first thing Murtaugh says? Hey, Riggs, he's getting away. So Riggs has to go after him. Again, like I said, Riggs is the cop. Murtaugh does nothing. Okay, so he gives the kid a bike. He couldn't grab someone's car instead. So he's in a bike the entire way. That's his. I mean, there were plenty of cars that he could have said, "Hey, I'm a cop. Move over. Let me take your car." No, I'm gonna pedal a bike the whole way while Riggs is chasing this guy who's doing parkour. It's insane.
Yeah. And the other guy is just a waiter at the restaurant. And Butters chases him and he goes, "Well, why'd you run? Because you started chasing me." And then another stand-up line, he goes, "You get Johnny Cochran and I'll kill you."
But that is a funny line, though. "Why'd you run? Because you were chasing me," is hysterical. And then, that whole interaction. Oh, yeah? So then what's special number 5?
Oh yeah, investigate him to make sure that he is.
And the guy goes, "What day of the week
Rock
is it?"
Knows the friggin' special. Just say anything. And then Riggs is hanging for his life at this point because the captain just gets away. Yep. They do the old dumpster drop, which is so scary, dude.
Oh,
you're gonna think even if you rock your body a little bit, you go offline. That's sayonara.
Well, wasn't he you couldn't find anything smaller? He goes, "This is the best." Wait, don't cops, because at this point they had a crowd there. Don't they have those blanket things that you could fall and
they
land
should
on?
have that, yeah.
I mean,
which a future guests that will be interviewed and released help develop the one for stunts, so people can survive when they miss dead center, which is pretty neat.
Considering they never have more guns, I doubt they would have that as well.
Yeah, right.
So
that should be in the trunk or other guns.
Well, and not to mention, so he's falling in a dumpster. You're gonna tell me there's no sharp objects, sticks, or like when he landed in there, like it just happened to be the fluffiest garbage bags that you could, that he gets right out of.
The yarn store. This is their dumpster.
The pillow store and the yarn store. Yeah, that's it. Like no. I mean, even landing on a pineapple would break your back. I mean, this guy, there's no garbage in there. It's just fluffy bags. Newspapers. Yeah.
And then somehow Jet Li knows the building that the captain's going to go to in that chase because he's waiting for the guy. And then that's where he uses his pretty cool. Those beads are really cool that turn into that.
Yeah, but that's
wire.
the only time he used it, right? I don't think he used those beads again.
No, he didn't. I think later in the movie he holds them to make you think he's.
No, he holds them the whole movie. He held them before that too. Like he held them the whole movie.
Yeah,
but that was the only time he ever used them.
He used it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because for the other guy, Hong or Tong.
Yeah.
The guy that lives with them, that was rough because. Oh my God! What a death.
Okay, well that's spoiler before we even get there. I mean that's a big one.
So. It's a 1998 movie. I hope you've seen it by now. But no, just the fear of how quick he can kill someone is what makes him even scarier.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
if he would have just beat the shit out of the guy in like a fight and it lasted 5 minutes, it'd be like, wow, this is wild. Like, this guy's crazy. But the fact it was like, boom.
Is this like his first big United States movie?
I think so.
I think so, right? So just put him on the map.
Yeah.
I mean,
right after this is when he did like
Romeo,
Cradle to Grave,
Romeo Must Die.
Right? Romeo Must Die. That's one, yeah.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, all his movies really were. You ever see the one when he's like, was it the guy from Roger Rabbit? Who was the guy from Roger Rabbit? Bill Pullman? No,
no, you're right.
Bob Hoskins. Yeah. So he has Jet Li in a crate. Or in a cell.
Oh yeah, what was that movie? Yeah,
and he lets him out.
Cell, right?
Yeah. Oh no, was it him? Yeah, I think it was. It was something where he's in a cell, but when he lets him loose, leash, something with a collar or something leash.
Unleashed.
That was a crazy movie. Like that was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman played a blind guy, I think, in there.
Yeah.
And it taught him humanity. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Jet Li made some good movies, man.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
Yeah, he really was.
What he can do in these movies, like you said, no, he doesn't have to say a word, and you like
not at all. And he's small. He's got to be like 5'3". I mean, he looks so small, But yeah,
I was reading that he was punching so fast that they had to slow the film down and actually see it.
I mean, this whole movie, every few punches he does is so fast. Yeah. I mean, it's insane. So yeah, awesome.
Wild. So now Murtaugh gets home. He's drinking with the Chinese grandfather. They have like this heart to heart, and then he gives him his dad's retirement watch.
And
can't give that to his own son or to the new baby.
He's known this guy how long? 2 days.
2 days.
Yes. And I mean, I guess you're more of a drinker than I am, but like drinking tequila straight. Like
no,
that's awful. Like that's awful, and that's what they were doing, right? They were drinking tequila.
Yeah, you never had tequila in your life?
He's of course I have.
You never had tequila?
Oh, him?
No, not you. No, that's why how he was getting him to try it.
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
but he was okay. Imagine never having tequila, and the first time you're having it, you're sipping it with your. I mean,
warm. Like just
yeah. Oh, okay.
Not fun.
No,
but he liked it. And they had that heart to heart. And then from there, now we cut to the Chinese prison where you see the 4 men from the passports. So I was wrong. That's where the guy I was talking about earlier that played Shredder. Yep. I didn't recognize the other guys, but they're getting onto a plane and they're headed to L.A.
Which, again, you still don't understand what's going on yet. What's the main...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so...
And I still really don't understand because you think, is this a counterfeit?
Well, they're the foreheads of like the... What's the Chinese
like some gang?
No,
I forget what the gang
the
was.
main gang.
I'm saying but just the fact of the story, you think it's just for money. It's
no.
Oh no, they're doing the counterfeit to get these guys.
Yeah,
and they're paying guys that are part of the Chinese government. It was very convoluted.
And there's only one guy that could do the imprint. Was the uncle? That's the only guy that you have to. So you have to go through this whole hostage or immigrant smuggling thing to get this family here so they can use as leverage for the uncle to make. It seems like a lot of work to just get this guy to do how about cut off a finger and say, hey, we're going to keep cutting fingers off if you don't do it. Like, very simple. Very simple.
Which they kind of do, right?
Well,
He
I know.
does kind of do that.
But still, I mean, then why go through the whole process of everything else?
Yeah. But just the fact the way they do that, like they put it to a computer to this point, and it passed all the points, and all he's doing is like moving something a little bit, like just drawing it.
No one else could do that. No one else could do it.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Okay. I really do think they need to start cutting off fingers in movies because they don't do it enough.
Right away.
Right away. Why waste time? I think the average person, you cut off one. All right, you might not get what you need. You cut off a second one.
Take the pliers out, and I'm talking.
So pliers for your teeth or fingernails?
Just whatever. Just take out anything. If you're, it depends on what you're asking me.
When I go to the dentist and I see the tools on the tray, I'm like scared. I'm crapping my pants. Imagine you're tied to a chair and they bring out pliers and bring out dentist tools. I mean, you ever see Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
I mean, with the dentist, I mean, drilling. I mean, that's all you need. Like, fear will come in. And I think I've asked this question before. Like, in real life, when they're trying to get, like, do you think there are tough people like we see in movies that hold on as long as they can, get like 4 rounds of torture, without spilling anything? Like, I don't know if anyone in real life could hold on that long when it comes to torture.
I don't think so either. In some of the movies, they're just like these rich people that have like some proprietary knowledge that if it gets out, they'll lose their money. It's like, but you're going to lose your life. Oh, like, who cares? Again, a lot of times you could give away something like, maybe because you give out the secret of, the Coca-Cola formula, like maybe like Mr. Cola doesn't want to give that away, but they'll let all of his limbs get chopped off. But like, if you give it up, it's like, okay, cops, can you go get that back or get something back? I'm sure that's possible, especially with money. Yeah. I always think about that, like ransom for $1 million. Okay, here's the ransom. It's like, can you try to get that back?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would work, but I don't know. I don't know if there's people that can really and I know we train some people, it's some CIA
I hope
or whatever.
So. Somebody with a military secret about
But how far does that training take you that you can because I mean, in these movies, sometimes the guy passes out, they give him something to wake him up so he can torture him more. Like
smelling salt. Hey, come on, wake up. We're going to torture you some more.
and they still don't give it. I don't know about that. I think there's a pain point where 2 fingers, or maybe you just go numb at this point. Like, all right, you already have 2 fingers cut off. I mean, how much more painful could it be? Like,
maybe you're just in so much pain thinking about your fingers, like nothing else hurts. I guess until that other thing happens, but
okay.
Yeah. So then again, we have to drive home that we're too old for this shit, because now we get Riggs sparring in the gym. He's getting his ass kicked by a cop that we don't even know who he is. And then we have to get, like, from the other movies, a callback. Because probably at this point, this is the last one they think they're going to make.
Correct.
Which to me is silly, because this movie did amazing.
Yeah.
Box office wise. They did the fake shoulder pop out. He does the pop it back in. But then we... Yeah.
Well, so back... First of all, Riggs I don't think he was getting his ass kicked as much as he was showing he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Right. Because they really, I mean, he's fighting many in this movie a few times. But the fact that he does humble himself to actually fake an injury, that's pretty big. Like, for someone like Riggs, who's such an ego, cocky, tough guy, to actually fake an injury. That's why this movie in this aspect works, where they actually made they made him human. Like these other movies, he was he was a robot. He was a monster. Nothing could harm him. In this movie, they made him real, which was cool.
Like Rocky Balboa. I think it was perfect to see this guy be humanized.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to ask, is that a thing in gyms? If you're a cop that's listening, let us know at Sequels Only. Are there boxing rings inside of gyms, and there are full gyms inside of police stations?
Well, I'm sure they have training, where they're training, because
you're telling me you think your local town has that?
Well, not a local. I mean, the local town, the buildings are like the size of a garage in local towns. So,
I know.
So, but I mean, I would assume maybe at the academy, maybe they have it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was a big place.
Well, it's
Big,
LA.
Boxing ring.
It's LA. You said right. So
Big
I mean,
times.
yeah, okay.
Be a lot of fighting here. Like, did cops do that? Like, oh, I gotta go spar at the gym because you never know when I'm gonna have to fight a guy.
No, well, don't they have like cops versus firemen boxing matches and stuff? Like, I would assume,
yeah, I guess they do.
You know, so they probably have like, I bet you they have like, extracurricular activities for like any cops that want to be on the boxing squad, whatever. You know,
I remember when some of the cops in my town when I was a kid. There's no way they were boxing. They were barely running.
So they were on the You're saying they were on like the donut squad.
They were on the donut squad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you look at some cops. I mean, it was, I forget where I was. This guy's, I mean, he was a young cop, but his belt was like way below his belly. Like, I mean, like I was like, you know what? I'm not a criminal, but if I did something, I want that guy chasing me because he's not gonna catch me. You know, like
he's not even try.
He'll be like, was it K9? Wasn't it Dooley's partner, like the big fat guy in the first movie, K9? Yes. He was always eating. Like that guy wasn't doing anything.
There was a cop one time in Morristown. I was looking for directions. I didn't want to like start all of them, but I needed to just before like cell phones and when I had like a map in my car. And I like approached this car. I'm like, "Hi, officer, I have a quick question." He's like, "Yeah, sure." I get up, no joke. He had white powder donut all over his chest, all over his lips. And I was like, I couldn't even I didn't even hear what he said. It was one of those like, "Oh, do you know how to get to Johnson Avenue?" And he's like going through the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going.
What year was this?
Like 2005.
How do you know it wasn't cocaine?
Could you imagine? He's a big guy. That's a lot. That would be a lot of wasted cocaine.
Wait a second. Because he's a big guy, it must be donuts. You
don't want to waste cocaine.
Wait, but you're saying because he's a big guy, it definitely can't be cocaine. It must be donut powder.
It's got to be donuts. Because you would waste that much cocaine.
So big guys don't do cocaine?
No, not really. A fat cocaine. That's a weird thing, right?
Is it?
Well, Coke makes you wired.
Okay.
And if you're wired, you're not going to be skinny.
But maybe that's their diet plan. Like that's that's their, like let me go on Coke and make myself full of energy and and then when I crash, then I have the donut.
Could you imagine that? That's a diet plan. You have like hey, who do you go? Do you go to Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers? No, there's this guy Frank in the alley.
Well, I think that Kool-Aid Man is on Coke. I mean, the way he runs through the
way
walls.
He barrels through a wall, insane, right? Just breaking these walls, not caring about anyone.
Nothing. He might be on. He must work at Riggs and Murtaugh, not worrying about the damage that he causes.
Yeah. So now Leo shows up right at the police station. Again, he can just walk in. I don't think anybody could just walk into a police station and get back to the cop area. And then he explains that he's looking for a dog. And great line by Gibson, douche Ventura, pet detective. Oh, pet defective.
His lines, I mean, even the names he calls Butter. Like, I mean, he's so
oh my God.
He really, it makes you like, I mean, Mel Gibson, he's another one. Like, he didn't make too many bad movies and, always had that smart ass kind of like character that he played in. Like, you miss his type of movies. I mean,
oh yeah.
So
all
good.
Of them. Conspiracy theory,
everything.
Payback, Ransom.
Everything. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
What women want.
Yeah.
I don't know why he ever did that movie.
I said he almost didn't make all bad movies. That was one.
But I'm saying he did the thing like that. Nancy Myers always got like these really macho guys like Jack Nicholson in one of those movies.
Well, Clint Eastwood did Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's weird to see these guys. And she loved doing that. That was her choice always.
Yeah.
Somebody who's like is really masculine guy. I'm going to make him, just like Jack in that movie, just sitting in the bed, like on messaging.
Yeah. Well,
he's like chatting with it.
Did, what's his name? Did, Bronson ever do one of these kind of movies? Or he's a real man.
Bronson do? That's a good question. You know what? At the end, when he was getting old, he did like that Family of Cops movies when he was like his daughter became a cop. It was kind of like cheesy.
But it wasn't.
He did do the Yes Virginia. There is a Santa Claus.
Oh,
he did a Christmas movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they all do it.
The best, dude.
Okay.
Still one of the best movies we got to cover. And in November, we'll make sure on Twitter or social media we'll do another watch along of Death Wish 3, which will now be on the date of Bronson's, I guess he would turn 104 because his 100th is when we did that Death Wish 3 reunion with Alex Winter, Tony Spiridakis, and our pal the Giggler, Kirk Taylor.
Is Bronson in Magnificent Seven too?
I would think so. He's in all those big movies.
Maybe we have to cover like a Bronson sequel.
Oh, in I don't know if he's
because I know Yul Brynner is. Yeah, Yul Brynner's in it. So I wonder if Bronson's in it. So if he is, we might have to hole pass it. That'd be a good hole pass.
Yeah, no, love Bronson, one of the best ever. But now we get another, both of them going nuts, right? Now we get Leo, and they're trying to Chris Rock's doing Leo Getz. His stand-up is that.
Yeah, I know.
Which is kind of funny, but it's like, they F you with the cell phones.
Because they're feeding off each other. Yeah, yeah.
Well, and hangs up, then they want you to call back, so they can charge you for another minute.
Well, if you think about it, his stand-up is Leo Getz. I mean,
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger and Blacker is all of that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
The over the top and but he's so good, man. Going back, I should listen to his stand up when I go to bed tonight.
Oh, it's so good.
Such a good album. But I do love Riggs prank calling. Like, how dumb is Leo? Again, these guys are cops and they don't catch things, especially Murtaugh. This guy's trying to be a private investigator, doesn't realize the guy's 5 feet away from him. Like,
that's what he's so funny because he literally is pranking everybody all the time. And that as much as I can't stand Leo, that scene I thought was very funny. That he's sitting and he's arguing with him when he's right next door.
But that's when they hire him to follow Uncle Benny.
Yep.
Then this is Murtaugh goes home. And the bad guys are there. They took the Hong family, and dude, good scene.
They thought something was up, right, when they first got there because they saw the cars there. So they did the typical probably in every movie in the series where Murtaugh will go in and then you see Riggs come around the corner with another gun kind of thing
with his fancy laser gun, which is like the thing in this movie.
Yeah,
it
is
a lot.
Very cool. But again, Jet Li walking down the stairs. And then when Riggs puts the gun on him, he brushes off the red light. I mean, how confident, cocky, such, again, incredible. Really, no fear in his face whatsoever.
I'd be pissing my pants if I saw that on my.
Don't forget when we first saw him and he met Jet Li, he was staring at his eyes with Jet Li, and he said, you could see, there was already, because even Mel Gibson has that look when he gets to that point, crazy look, so he was looking at Jet Li, and, so he knew, this is going to be a guy that I'm going to have to meet again, kind of thing.
Yep.
And so here it is, you finally, you see what they have, and, man, the way he jumps off that staircase, the kick jump, insane. Insane.
Good fight scene, and you think oh my god, because Leanne's fighting, she's pregnant.
Well,
kicking ass.
He goes, "You're not going to take that, are you, honey?" When he says,
I know.
So he gives her.
Oh my god, the knife! Right, the guy puts the knife to her belly,
which is pretty sick.
That was sick.
Yeah. But the fact that he gave her okay, honey, start doing your thing. Because you forget what a badass she was in the third movie, So no, that was pretty cool. And then they all had their own little fight, here and there. But then Jet Li, man, the way he dislodges the gun,
my god, takes it.
Yeah. Or even and this is pretty, crazy also. But the fact that he kicks Renee Russo when she opens the door when he knew that she was coming through,
she's pregnant.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Insane.
You put a knife to a pregnant belly, and then you're gonna kick her down. That's wild.
But you know what though? It makes the scene feel real, and it makes him and his henchmen feel ruthless. And that's what you want. Because again, if this is gonna be their last movie, which they were making it sound, they needed they need the ultimate bad guy, and they really I don't know how they found Jet Li, but again, this was just such a great setup for Riggs knowing that he's undermanned, because the way the end goes, how the whole setup, it just everything leads to it perfectly.
Yeah, and the fact that the women get away when they initially, but they hang around, I guess, or there was henchmen waiting outside for them because they gets brought back in. But that scene was insane.
But so Ping was hiding away from the family all this time.
Yeah, I guess.
That was a little odd, and where was he hiding when the bad guys were there and tying everybody up, and and that fire got big real fast. Like, I don't know if a fire
a lot of gasoline on people, like just pouring gasoline on
but
them.
I don't know.
Where are the neighbors? It's funny, I wrote no neighbors around, and then when we get to the part where we see the neighbors when Ping gets them out with his little child, his kid scissors, he cuts them out of that, and then we see all the neighbors like doing the, oh my God, look over there. Like, oh, perfect timing. Now you notice?
Okay,
wasn't that late at night?
Let's be honest. Those kid scissors aren't cutting anything.
No.
They barely cut
those
paper.
Things are horrible.
They barely cut paper.
They barely cut paper. The paper has to be perfectly straight, or it turns the paper.
Okay, let me ask you this: why are there kid scissors in that house? There's no kids.
They were kids at one point. You keep stuff in the junk drawer.
You think their kids are in their like late teens to 20s? You think they still hold on to the kid scissors?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, it's right next to Elmer's glue.
If I'm in this house in 20 years, if I move, then that's probably when I go through stuff and throw it out. It'd be here in a junk drawer.
No, you're not holding on to kids.
There's pacifiers somewhere in a drawer in my house.
Well, but that's because when you role play with your wife, you play the infant and she plays the mommy. But no, you're not holding on to kids.
My diaper dirty.
All right, if you're role playing and you're playing the baby and you're saying,
could you imagine that?
I can. Okay,
the richest guy in the world right now, like that's what the guy who just got busted, the owner of the Niners, like trying to go to like a trailer park in Ohio. Could you imagine if like that's what he's into? This guy's like a billionaire. It's like, well, what do you like to do for excitement? Do you like to go on a yacht, go fly in your jet? I like to sit in a diaper.
Okay, but like, see, this is where your mind goes. I'm thinking you're a baby. You're going to want to be fed. You know, you want to drink some milk, maybe. You're going to a dirty diaper.
I was thinking really you're taking. I'm in that baby mindset.
You are, but you're taking like almost two fetishes in one. You're taking like the golden shower poop fetish into a baby fetish. True. Yeah, just go for the milk.
You gotta mix them. Get milk. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So now the cops, because now this is when they go outside.
Well, this is the
neighbors
chase.
come.
This is the chase scene.
Yeah. So this is the chase because it's like the morning, right? And this is where they call in the favor to the copter guys. That earlier in the movie, when the picture was on the wall, he goes, "Hey, if you guys ever want to go up for a ride, yeah, never."
Well, this movie has a lot more backup people that are more involved in the movie
because they're assuming they're playing to them being older. They need help.
Correct what I mean. So like you have, but you do have the one guy that was in all the movies. I think the one backup guy. I think he might have been in some of the old. Wasn't he an older guy?
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
But definitely the captains and all.
Oh yeah, he is. So
but Tom Atkins is only in the first one. Maybe they just couldn't get him. Yeah.
When I've never seen a house being transported like that, but if it was, they have it like completely open like that, like each room, so you can have the plastic right there, and like I've never seen that before.
Yeah, no, that was very bizarre. Like they have no walls on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what are they going to finish building it once they like? Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like, why wasn't it completely built before they transport? Like that would make more sense.
I've never seen that on a highway, and I definitely we just went to Outer Banks. Like I did see there was a couple houses, not like big ones, but there was one that was like a kind of like probably like a 2-bedroom. It was pretty big, like to be on one of those trailers. But yeah, it just looks so cool. Like the idea, whoever thought of this idea, it was so sick. The way that whole thing worked out, and just seeing the thing of being a stunt guy. You see the staples of the plastic, and his face is being shoved out.
No,
so
it's
cool.
This whole again for how crazy Riggs is. I mean, like no questions. He just doesn't think about any danger. Like when it comes to anything, like if a helicopter's about to take off, he'll run and jump and grab the bottom of the helicopter and hang on while it's taking off. Like that's the craziness that he has. Like he doesn't, he'll jump off a building without even thinking. Like, he'll jump across without measuring if he can make it or not. He'll just take the leap of faith. He's just, he really is like such a crazy cop that whatever situation is, he's just going to take care of it himself. Like no fear.
Oh my God. And the one guy, right? They end up going fighting, and they go remember they're on the table. The table gets wrapped up in the plastic. They get flung out, hanging like by a thread on it.
Well, and what made it funny is that, at first he's hanging on and barely, but then he ends up sitting on it like a sled, and he's almost like he's steering it. He's like sitting on the round table.
So they couldn't get permission to shut down a highway where they filmed this in Vegas, but the mayor wanted this to happen, so kind of like circumvented them shutting everything down. But all the other drivers in the scene were all stunt drivers.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
every single person. Because just think about the weaving, and just how about the one guy you kind of in a way like survived for a second of this fight scene and being on this table that's sitting on plastic on the highway, and then he rolls and then he gets hit by a bus.
Well, also, I mean, I don't know if it's possible, but if you broke the leg of a table and you throw it at a windshield,
oh my god,
you think it's going to go right through the windshield? It's going to bounce off the windshield. First of all, going that fast, it's not going through the windshield. First of all, the wood is not that strong to go through the windshield like that.
Oh,
but
no.
It's not going to go in like a spear. It's going to bounce right off. I mean, but that was,
How do you even throw it that good? That was like when we did that Tough Mudder, the Spartan race.
Oh.
And it was like they're throwing the spears. I've never thrown a spear in my life. And it's like you throw it and it's like, oh, that thing's going sideways.
Well, that spear was like the Lamar spear in Revenge of the Nerds. It was like flimsy. It was flimsy. Like it was like the javelin that Lamar threw. So that doesn't count. That wasn't a real spear.
But in this, he nails it. Breaks it quick.
Everything. Like I said, and you think it's that easy to break a chair, a table leg, like in half like that? Not to mention, you're on a table on the highway going 70 miles an hour. So he was able to break that table like nothing.
And the truck driver doesn't feel it. I know it's not really connected. It's on the trailer, but in his side mirrors doesn't see any of this going on. The erratic driving of the people behind trying to avoid running people over.
Where are the other cop cars? Like the helicopter didn't call it in. He didn't call it in.
Exactly, yeah. And at this point, I wrote the insurance policy. They didn't mention that joke again until the very end. But at this point, it says, like, there's so much going on damage-wise since the initial thing. The restaurant, the window, the water damage. Now, this is like on a major highway in their city. Yeah,
and
they're going to keep going.
In reality, there would have been multiple car crashes behind them, like stopping short, another car hitting that one. Like it would have been, and it would have been funny in this movie if they did a little nostalgic saying, when they're talking about how expensive they've been costing the city, saying, for 3 years, 5 years ago when you did this and this, and mentioned each movie, all the damage, like the big damage, great, and then you pulled this house down with the truck and this damage and this, and just, it would have been funny to add that, so with the total damage is $200 billion that you've caused, that would have been funny, That
would have been really good.
Yeah.
So now Jet Li meets the forefathers, and now we see Butters showing up at the house, and that's the first time we see him and the daughter like together, which is weird. They're married. Somehow they're married,
but they're married, but you never see them together. She's always at the house,
except like 2 scenes. We barely see him.
But she's always at the house. So and again, they're married. She was willing to get married, so the father can't even go to her wedding. Right, as a father.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna have a real wedding after they would announce it, but
still, I mean,
how long were they dating before the baby?
Well,
that's what I mean. Like, so this is 9 months of just when she got pregnant.
Well,
but what was before that?
And considering he's new to the force, so how did she Did she I thought she met him through
Maybe went to go visit dad one day.
Okay.
Met Butters.
Okay.
One night stand. Boom.
What it would have been funny at the end that the baby comes out white.
And with a mullet, like Riggs. Riggs' mullet.
Like they should have ended it that way. Like, oh, his baby's born.
And he runs, so it's the end of Ace Ventura 2. But this movie, and he's just running.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. So now, Leo, I don't know, he's not getting paid for this gig, but he does it. He follows Benny to the dentist. And now they're going to decide to send Leo as a distraction. And dude, some of the stuff in this movie is
okay.
wild.
So I don't know if a dentist in the middle of taking care of a patient runs to another room and takes care of someone. They don't even
come for me, who's been sitting in the lobby for 30 minutes.
I mean, they would make that person wait. I mean, emergency dentist, if you're dealing again, you're literally the guy has Uncle Benny has the Novocaine already, I think, in his mouth probably. All the gauze. You're not going to stop and now because you don't know how long that emergency is. Imagine it takes another hour and a half. You're going to tell me Uncle Benny's going to sit in that chair for an hour and a half with all the gauze and
No way.
nothing. Yeah. So they wouldn't stop what they're doing. But this scene is amazing.
Oh my God.
When he goes, you line, well, first of all, he calls him a plick.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's great. But Leo, when he finally convinces the woman and and the dentist leaves Benny alone, and he looks at him and he says, if you hurt me, I'm shoving an egg roll right up your ass.
This is again, I like the action parts, but this is the funniest scene in the whole movie.
I think this is one of the funniest scenes in any of these buddy cops.
No, it's
just
amazing.
how they start just giggling, and then it just gets to, yo, baby is having my baby, and whoa, baby, and yo, baby having my baby. And it's like, what?
Well, Danny Glover, like he was like so over the top, like with his laughing, and like it's so fun. Yeah, it's so, but yeah, and then I'm trying to think. Yeah, they're all taking the gas, right? It wasn't just
all just.
So at first it was leaking through, right? It was because it was so high. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. So then they started.
And then they just started putting it on their faces.
Yeah. Have you ever had laughing gas like that? Like,
yeah.
Laughing gas? I mean, I've had gas that knocked me out, but I've never had laughing gas. Where'd you get laughing gas from?
I got it at a concert. You buy it in a balloon.
What is it like? A whippet? Is that the same thing?
Well, yeah, it's nitrous oxide, which is a whippet.
I guess. I mean, because when I went to Lollapalooza, they had a whippet truck van that had the balloons and everything else. In
really?
There. Oh yeah.
Which is the same, yeah.
I guess, yeah, but you know what it is?
God, dude, I remember one time when thinking like this is like the coolest thing, and we went to Quick Check and bought like a bunch of things at like 2 a.m. I'm like, this is wild.
Oh.
Like, just use. There's not that much in.
No, not at all. But well, you know what it is? I guess because it's so quick lasting that I'm thinking like in all these movies with like laughing gas, it lasts for a long time because it's so much going through, but whippet is so quick. So I just, I never thought of it like that. So,
I remember when I broke my arm and I had to get morphine. That was wild. I was like 16. I just remember really I remember my dad telling me shit I was saying, and I'm like, even thinking through this day of like how many times I've been partying or doing whatever, never didn't remember stuff. And that was like, I remember nothing.
Isn't that something though? Like, when you see these dentist videos of like wisdom teeth, and like my daughter just recently had it done, didn't say a word, and then you have these videos of people saying the most outlandish things under, like
I know.
I don't understand.
They're going for the clicks, right?
I guess. I don't know. All right.
America's Funniest Home Videos or something. But, so now we get the Hong family. We see the right? It was his uncle, right?
His uncle. So
his uncle was the one that was like, doing the
imprint
whatever
of the
that
money,
is. Like the template, the imprint. And dude, when Jet Li killed that guy, it was like, no, you're gonna set them up, and then I'll finish my work. And it's like, oh my god, you just said this to like one of the scariest guys ever.
Yeah.
And the way he drops him and snaps his neck and just drops him.
It was so out of the blue. Like one, you don't in a movie like this, you don't expect that, I guess. And especially like hearing his story with Murtaugh and the bond, and I guess in retrospect, it makes sense because it has to give Murtaugh anger too, but yeah, I mean, it was such a sudden, quick, like, it wasn't like, I'm going to kill him right now. It was like out of the blue, just snaps his neck. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, like he's so scary. He doesn't have to say a lot, but he says his line in this scene was wild. He's like, so now it's either you're going to get back to work or you'll see each one of them die. And like, whoa.
Yeah, he's insane.
And it worked because the guy went right back to it. And then pretty soon they did it. They successfully counterfeit. They did the laundry to make the money look used. Uncle Benny's there happy, counting the money, smiling. I guess at this point he didn't tell anybody about the incident. But then we find out later they killed him. Like, that was wild. Like, they let him enjoy and get involved. And it's like, oh, no, you told them we're going to kill you.
Well, it just shows you there's no loyalty at all. Jet Li's been using everybody the whole time. Yeah. Counterfeiting.
Jet Li's the Joker. He's killing all the people that are helping him after they help him. Oh, great job there. And then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. No, crazy.
So now Riggs and Rene Russo, they're at the train stop. They're talking about marriage, Ping's in the car. The baby starts kicking, like this big moment. And now they're getting pushed onto the tracks.
The same thing. The same exact thing. And again, why didn't he, like, he doesn't step on the gas either.
Eventually he does. At first he does reverse, then he goes forward. But dude, how about that guy's death, right?
That's amazing.
How great's that?
You know what?
She kills the guy. She shoots the one guy in the chest.
Correct. Yeah. But the fact that he thought he was safe, and then the other train.
And then it was like, oh wait, I guess they were carrying airplane fuel.
Yeah.
Is that the way that the things blow up? It's insane.
I don't think it happens like that. I don't think if
it doesn't. I'm telling you, MythBusters ruins. Like you watch that, you really think about it. You're like, I might survive that. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, dude. So they're gone. So now
anger is really, Riggs is like had it now at this point.
Oh yeah.
So between both of them, like now it's like, all right, we got to take care of them now.
Yeah, because this is kind of the last act. So from here, we get the one cop who's like that one guy. They really wanted him to stand out. The guy that's in the brown duster with the long hair and the beard.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, I think I got something, guys. He doesn't have like a lot of lines in this movie, but he delivers the one part. The other guy, the Asian cop, who kind of looks like it's definitely not him, but he kind of reminds you of the cop that's like in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
See, I thought he was the cop. I thought he might have been in other Lethal Weapon movies. That's why I thought he's the one looked familiar, but I don't know.
But yeah, so now Murtaugh figures it out, right? Because he talks about like, oh yeah, well, Hung was telling me his uncle was an artist and he could do great. Oh, really?
It was a combination because you had the other guys that were constantly, I guess, scouting the gang. What are they called?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
What's the Asian Yakuza or the
Yakuza? Yeah, and they mentioned something, and then they blended it. Oh wait, you're right. Yeah. You're onto something, Murtaugh.
And then he goes, I think I know where they are, or something like that. Like so, that guy knew whatever. So okay.
Did you notice who the guy that was receiving the money was?
No.
At the place. So when they get to the warehouse and you see the guy getting the money,
the main guy.
That's the guy who plays. Yeah, the main guy.
Yeah.
So he's the guy from Curb with the black swan on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Wait, he's the guy who. He's the one that always comes over to the table.
Yeah.
No. Was it really?
He's funny. Yeah.
The Black Swan might have been one of the best episodes of Curb ever. I mean, but okay, that was him. Oh wow. Okay.
Have you watched his history show yet?
I watched the first episode.
Oh my god,
it's basically Curb in history.
Dude, the ones with JB Smoove are really good. Like talking about like slavery. Oh my god, dude, it's wild.
I got to continue because because the first episode seemed like it was Curb just in different times. You know,
the Seinfeld one's good. It's him and Seinfeld and Lewis and Clark trying to convince
that's the first episode. I think that's the first episode. Yeah,
it was. Yeah. It was Tom Hanks' wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so what are you gonna go hunting while you're on that? Well, sure, we're gonna go hunting. But no, if you guys haven't watched that yet, the Life and Larry's Pursuit of Happiness something on HBO, definitely worth it. But so that guy was the guy from the Black Swan Curb episode.
Interesting.
But dude, wild when they just show up in the middle of this again. They don't have guys casing like outside surveying. These cops will pull in.
You would have thought that they would have been surrounded by the bad guys, just making sure no one can get in and disrupting this, right? But the fact that they had the balls to get out of their car and start talking all this crap and everything else in the middle of them
when they're coming in, interrupting it.
Insane. And you can see Jet Li's face, like ready to like just, you know.
Oh yeah.
But this turns into a complete bloodbath, right? I mean, like chaos everywhere. My question is, when cops are raiding a place, they don't bring enough bullets? Because multiple times they said, I have to find more bullets. So they're looking for loose bullets just laying on the ground. That's literally what they were doing. I wrote it down. Like they're literally looking for loose bullets as they're going around. I don't think that's a real thing. Like why are you not wearing like a Rambo thing, bullets around your chest if you feel like you're gonna run out of bullets? You know, like
No, I know. They're just not prepared.
They're not
at all. But the way the fight goes when he talks about the money, it's fake. Look, it's bleeding. Here's the copy of the piece of paper from it. I have to. We have to.
Yep.
And then that's when just the shoot. And again, it's not even like they're shooting the cops right away. They're just shooting each other.
Well, and Riggs had a great line because I think it was like as soon as he saw the other guy look at like Jet Li, he goes, "Here we go." And he dove on the ground.
Yes. Yeah. And then that was
he
cool.
knew, like,
there was like no music when he said that.
Yeah.
And he like moved out of the way.
Yeah, he knew.
That was cool.
He in this end of the scene, like he has a couple of good lines. I mean, the best one is when he gets to Jet Li later on, but he's like, he goes, "Here we go," and they knew what kind of shootout they're gonna have. And you know, when it comes to shootouts, we see them in a lot of movies. I always wonder how no one hits their own guys. Because they're like, there's guns fire everywhere. Everybody's running around. It's all different. Like, how do you not by accident shoot one of your own people?
Oh my God. Could you imagine that? That'd be how do you live with yourself?
Well, I mean,
you talk about like you don't want to kill a bad guy. Imagine shooting another cop.
Same thing like a movie like say Braveheart or Last Mohicans or like, you know, like The Patriot.
How do you not stab?
How do you not stab your own guys? Everybody's like going like crazy. I mean, it is crazy.
You trip?
You have to, well, that's a whole scary movie spoof right there.
Yeah.
It's it's funny. We just watched the Other Guys. You know, I forget how funny that movie is.
Oh my God!
But like, you know, I told my daughter, like, I forgot that The Rock's in this movie. It's just like, dude. Yeah, so good.
What was the wife's name? His ex-wife, Elizabeth.
No, it's not his.
She had a weird name.
It's not
Christina, or his ex-girlfriend.
You're talking about The Other Guys?
No, the other guys, they go to Brett Gelman, and they're trying to get information.
We only watched. We're up to half of it, so I got to finish.
Well, you dated her too?
Yeah, I know. That's right. Yeah. So funny.
That is a really good comedy, dude. The whole Michael Keaton thing.
Oh yeah,
that is the best, dude.
When they're whispering, when they were fighting at the party, and they're all the funeral, and they're all like whispering, like arguing, whispering.
Yeah, the old battle axe, and he's singing to me an ugly woman. And it's
amazing.
Eva Mendes.
That was the best scene in the whole movie.
Beautiful men in the world.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, the old battle axe. Oh yeah, Gator. Oh yeah, dude, his persona Gator when he was a pimp in college. Oh my God.
It's such a funny movie.
Crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so now we find out again the weirdest thing of this whole movie is the internal affairs investigation that they're talking about and how he's getting extra money. Hey, are you on the take? There's bullets flying everywhere and they're focused on this. And what? He goes, yeah, my daughter. Not my daughter, my wife. You know this author? Yeah. Well, she's writing these steamy novels under this name. What? And I'm like, why are we adding this to the movie?
Why? They're so close, and they have these nights on the boats and everything else. You're going to tell me the most sensitive information they've discussed twice now has been near-death experiences when they're about to die, and now's the time to share. You know that my wife's pregnant, or my wife's making money this way. Like, why do they? First of all, do you think you can even have a normal conversation when you're in the middle of a shootout? Like,
no.
Your heart, you can't even think about. Like, you're thinking about like this guy could turn around the corner and shoot me any minute. I'm gonna have a sit here, face my partner, and just have a conversation, not paying attention what's going on. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but what a weird thing. It's like, oh, she writes steamy. Ooh,
that was a bizarre way to why he's getting the money. It should have been something different. But yeah.
So dumb. But yeah, and then right from there, he walked. Right after that conversation's over, Murtaugh goes out to shoot someone. He turns his back. He's about to get shot in the back. Butters takes the bullet for him. And then Riggs is nuts, dude, because this is where he grabs the forklift. He's riding into Jet Li. And that was cool watching that. Like now, we've talked to a lot of stunt people over the years, but this year I've talked to a bunch back to back and find out. And it was cool looking at it. It's like Mel Gibson. Oh, not Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, not Mel Gibson. The way it was cutting back and forth.
But yeah, he lifts up Jet Li, and it's the first time that Jet Li was literally taken off his feet.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
The Jet Li's brother. So one of his brothers is the guy. He's trying to get away with him. And Murtaugh takes a shot, and it goes right through that guy's chest.
Well, Jet Li, I think Jet Li dodged it. Like he dodged it.
Yeah, he did like a Matrix turn. It was like, whew.
Yep, it went right to his brother. So now Jet Li drags his brother, trying to escape. This is insane. The rest of this,
and they're following the blood.
Yep.
And then you just get like this permit. It's like, how can we make this movie badass? Which again, that's the end of the first movie. In the rain, they're fighting in the front lawn.
In the rain, and because he almost drowns in the puddle. Riggs.
Oh yeah.
And then again, he gets angry again. Riggs is the Hulk. Like he'll fight. He's like Bruce Banner when he fights at first, but then once you start getting him angry, he just like loses control and starts kicking ass. But when Jet Li's brother dies in his arms, And then Jet Li stands up with the rain pouring on him in the middle of rain. And Riggs and Murtaugh are standing there. And Riggs goes, what did he say? He goes, now you pissed him off.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, how
this
awesome.
is when they have the conversation, like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, right. And Riggs is like, I can't end it like this. I need to have one last, like, he had the best of me. I one last fight in me or something like that because they were walking away. No. He says it first. He goes, now you pissed him off.
But then he goes,
yes, it's not worth it.
Oh, wait.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Let's walk away.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but how does he really do that stuff, right? How does he do it? Let's go ask him. And it's like, oh, man.
But and even like, so when you watch Riggs fight him and you watch Murtaugh, like Murtaugh has no skills whatsoever. He really has
just like haymakers.
He has like, I was gonna say, he has haymakers. That's it, and they're powerful haymakers because it does like rattle Jet Li a little bit. But like, yeah, this fight is so awesome. Like, I mean, like, because they are
the
like
rain, the dock, right by the water, the whole setting just made it so much better. And then Riggs with the friggin' headbutts.
Well,
this is what you want in a movie. Like you said, this one, and I agree, more comedy than the other ones. Oh, like 3, agreed. But like, that's so cool that you get this huge, amazing fight to end the
This
movie.
might be, I mean, outside of the one with Busey, this might be the second best fight. I mean, and you know what? I think this one does put the Busey fight up there. I mean, this is pretty, again, when Riggs headbutts, and I wrote that down also, it's like only psychopaths headbutt. Like he's nuts. And, and he's done that in other movies, in other Lethal Weapon movies. So like, it's like you have old Riggs in there. He's just more vulnerable now, but he still has the fighting that he wants to do. But yeah, I mean, that was just so awesome.
Yeah. When he's down and you get Murtaugh saving Riggs by the rebar through the stomach, and then still with the rebar, Jet Li knocks out Murtaugh.
Yep.
And then when Riggs gets up and he lifts him by the rebar in his body and starts shaking him, dude, that was insane.
No, insane.
But he's still choking him, which is, dude, it's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy. I thought in this scene, though, I was afraid that we're going to see Riggs' wife again in the water. Because how many movies?
She died?
How many movies has Riggs been in the water fighting? Like, this is the second one, right? I mean, in the second movie, he was in the water. That's where he sees his wife. He was, remember? She was still,
yep.
She was on the board, or not? Was that his wife or the girlfriend? The girl from the second movie. She was in the bottom of
the foreign girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Diplomatic community.
But this is the second time that he's in the water, and Jet Li's still alive, still fighting in the water.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. And that was something we didn't talk about before, but that SUV of the guys trying to get away. And as soon as they try to get away, they get shot and the car's on fire going to the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes into that car. They're fighting underwater. You're like, holy shit. Like, insane. This guy just won't die. His rebar ripped in his stomach. He probably has a bigger hole because the way he was jerking him around. But dude, and then when he tries to climb up, Murtaugh's still knocked out. The concrete falls on him.
Do you think people thought, because it's like this is seemingly the last lethal weapon, that Riggs was not going to make it out?
Could you imagine if they did kill him? That'd be wild.
But they made it look like that because that was pretty. Listen, how long was Riggs underwater?
He should have died.
Okay. So I would assume that even if you could hold your breath a long time. You're talking about he just got his ass kicked, so his ribs hurt, his whole body. Your breath is not going to be the same, right? And you didn't take that one last and go under. Like it was a sudden thing that just dragged you under, so you were not prepared to hold air into your lungs. So I mean, he should have been dead. And the weight of the cement on him.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Those concrete slabs to move them in water.
No way.
You couldn't even move them on the ground.
We're talking about Murtaugh, who's, older here. There's no way he's moving that. So,
and they did that stunt. So that was probably like that water tank. They probably have a smaller one in LA or something, but that was cool. It was actually them.
No. Oh, really? They actually did it?
You could see them. It was their faces.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So the water could be definitely shallow the way they go up. I'm like, damn, dude.
No.
But what's the first line that Riggs says? What took you so long? Like, oh, come on, man.
You know what would have been a funny line? Riggs saying, "I'm too old for this shit."
Oh, yeah, I know.
Take it from him, because at this point, like, this should have been a sign, like, I can't do this anymore. He got his last good fight in. This is it. This has to be it.
have
So,
a kid.
yeah.
But now you're talking about dating another one. He's going to be a 70-year-old death trap because he's obsessed, right? I guess he's got to be divorced, right?
I hope my sources are correct.
No, I believe you. I feel like I saw it confirmed because it's like one of those things that have been around for a long time.
And he's directing it, and that's the thing. So he's directing it too. So, all right, we'll see. So
yeah.
And then we cut to the frog story.
Oh my god!
Sorry. I mean,
running over Froggy.
I mean, I mean, listen, it's a touching story, and it makes sense now of Leo being part of the family. But I mean, it's not needed. Like Leo was
no, it's not. But he delivers it really well.
No, he does.
Really feel Pesci like this. You
feel bad for him.
Kid having that happen.
Okay.
This is where Riggs is talking to his dead wife.
Yes. So he bonded with Riggs at this point. So
Leo just shows up.
Yeah. he knew where Riggs was going to be.
Coming.
Listen, he is a PI. Of course he knows where he's going to find him.
Yeah.
So
how about Leo gets his face when he goes, the baby's coming, and he's touching his own stomach, and Joe Pesci's like, what? And then he looks at it, and then he pulls out the beeper. And then when they get there, dude, oh my God.
Oh.
Renee Russo, why do that with their character? She's insane.
Yeah.
She's like, we can get married. Okay, fine, we'll get married. And it's like,
it's like I don't know if she felt that way the entire time. Why didn't she do it earlier? Like, you're gonna tell me now? Like, you knew the baby could come any moment, but you're still gonna wait until the last second to do it. Like, that's So
Leo, go find somebody to marry us, and he finds a rabbi,
Jewish guy,
and the guy has a very thick accent, but he doesn't know. Just from watching stuff, he doesn't know dearly beloved.
Of course.
Oh, well, what's next?
And does that even count? Like, if
no, it doesn't count. Remember, and he was like, this doesn't count. This is illegal, right? No, it's okay. We just need to hear the words. Yeah. Are you guys crazy? You're not messing with me, right? And then how about Leo? He's like, dude, we really got to do this, right? So Leo outs a woman for pooping herself, right?
Yes, he does. And she said, what'd she say? She said something after he outs her.
I was on my way to the bathroom until she grabbed me.
Yeah.
And then he takes the guy's pee that you're peeing in glass bottles at a hospital. This must be a rich hospital for doing the breaking like the Jewish wedding.
See, it would have been funnier if Leo said, I'm also an ordained minister, because he's got so many hats.
That would have been good.
So, and he's the one that does it, like, because he wore so many hats. Why wouldn't he be an ordained minister?
And he pulls out like a shirt to put over. Yeah, that would have been really good.
Yeah. But the fact that they take the picture, the full reunion family picture with everybody in it, like, that was a good ending for a franchise. Like, we're not going to make another one. Like, here's get
Leo in it. And then the hug was like the world to him.
Yeah.
Oh no, the hug that Gibson gave him when the baby was coming. Because remember, he left. Leo, you got to leave. He's like, no, Leo, you got to stick around. And they give him a hug, and you're like, oh, cool. It was kind of a good, like you talked about, how much of a beating he took from them for 3 movies.
Yep.
And then, boom.
Well, I wonder if you feel the same way if you didn't tell him the frog story.
Oh my God, that was it.
So
I didn't know you killed your own frog, man. And then Butters and Riggs were born on the same day. The babies, the Butters baby. How about that? Like, when your kids were born, was it like that in a room through a glass window, like a zoo?
No. My wife had 2 C-sections, so it wasn't like that at all. But
I know, but they never. None of those babies can be C-section babies that they put into the
in the main
thing?
room. Yes, my son was.
I'm talking about like
I got you.
in a giant like.
My daughter was born a few weeks earlier, so she was in the preemie room. My son was in the big room with all the babies.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
They don't even have that at
hospital. Oh, really?
Well, at the 2 hospitals that our kids were. Well, they were born at one, but then Jack went to Morris.
So where does the baby go?
They're just with you.
Right.
They do ask if they can take it. I'm like, oh, I don't want.
But right from the beginning, though, like they're not. Oh no, my son was in. I think like at least if I remember, at least a day in the room, because I remember right as soon as he was born and they put him in there. I went out to tell my family, we had a son, because we didn't know, and then we went back and they were able to come back and look in the window and see the baby there.
Okay. Yeah. No, they just they were like, oh, we take him if you guys want to sleep. I'm like, no, I don't want this kid leaving.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Hell no.
Of course not.
I just sat and stared.
Yeah, that's what I did for just 9 months after the baby was born. Like you
Yeah.
you can't help but not to stare at your own child.
Oh my
When
God,
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Always the best. But yeah, so now we get, then after that, then the captain shows up for the photo.
Yep.
Like, then after the photo is when he mentions, here's your badges back. You're back to, now you're captain, or you're back to sergeants. The city's insured now.
Where's Ping?
Well, the family gets granted asylum.
Oh, that's right.
You mentioned that.
Okay.
Because
So,
they pulled from strings for you at immigration.
okay, you're right. Okay.
So Ping is probably, I would think, adopted by Rene Russo. I would think so. In the movie world, I don't know if they would do that in the fifth one.
He should have been in the picture then.
Well, he wasn't at the hospital, was he?
Well, why wasn't he?
He was probably with someone else at this point. Maybe he was
probably left him at home
with the son. Murtaugh's son wasn't in the rest of the movie. We saw him get cash. We never saw him again.
Yeah. It's funny.
But yeah, so that was Lethal Weapon 4. Jamie, would you recommend somebody to watch the quote-unquote final installment at this time of the Lethal Weapon franchise?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a Lethal Weapon fan, I think again, they're all good. I don't think there's a bad one. I just think there are better ones. Right. So I think they're all enjoyable. For the movies are really good. I mean, for a franchise to have 4 solid movies, this might be the weaker one in some areas, but like I said, Jet Li to me was a top villain, and it was, if it wasn't for him, I think it would be a different feeling. And not that you still should watch it, because it's, you just hearing the comedy back and forth and hearing them back and forth. But I think Jet Li makes this movie so much better. And I think that's, so absolutely. If I would absolutely watch them. This one, they're all awesome. So
yeah, I think if you watch any of them, it's not like it would ruin anything for you. If you go in, if this is the first one you saw, you go back, and obviously it would be different movies if you go to the first one, because it's a totally different movie. But I don't think if you just saw this one, it would turn it off for you.
No, but I think if you're going to watch this one, you need to watch the last one first, just to see him and Rene Russo, and see what kind of character Rene Russo is in this one. Like, I mean, you can watch them all individually, I guess, but I still think, you need to watch them in order, only because, again, show Riggs when Riggs was Riggs, and how crazy he was, because he does a little craziness here, but just show you how crazy he's been. And I think it's like, if you've never seen any of them, watch them in order, because it is impressive to see how Riggs have evolved from the first one to the last one.
No, it was great writing with that. One thing that's cool is, so I'm looking at the poster for the movie. It's like Mel Gibson's face, huge. Then as Jet Li, you get a smaller Danny Glover, smaller Rene Russo, smaller Chris Rock, and then very small Pesci. And it's, if you think about it, Braveheart's 97. Oh. So this probably was, I bet you this is Gibson saying, like, I want to do this.
I'm sure.
Because at this point, Glover bombed with Switchback. Remember Switchback with him and Dennis Quaid? Which is a good movie. Like, you go back and watch it. I watched it a couple of years ago. Still really good movie, but not really good. He was kind of like, and Gone Fishing just came out in 90. So he didn't have like these big movies coming out. No, so that's why he's probably predominantly featured on the poster.
I think also, I mean, listen, in reality, you're going to see a Lethal Weapon movie, you're going there to see Mel Gibson. I'm not saying, I can't wait to see Murtaugh in this movie. Like, you're going to see, because like I said, Murtaugh literally calls Mel Gibson to handle every single situation himself. Murtaugh does nothing on his own. He literally, in every movie, he says, hey, he's getting away. Who chases who? It's always Riggs. So I don't think anyone's going here to see, like, if Murtaugh wasn't in the movie, you can still watch Lethal Weapon, right? Riggs is alone, whatever. You take Riggs out of the movie, no one's watching Lethal Weapon, and so, because then you're stuck with Leo and you're stuck with Gone Fishing, if you take him out. But Riggs can hold this movie. His character alone could easily do this movie again, Yeah.
It
would be Die Hard.
It's a great story. Yeah, that's why I love the TV series. Damon Wayans, the first season was awesome.
Someone said that to me. I literally just added it to my list, and I'm going to start watching it.
You never watched it?
I watched I think I watched half of the first season.
It was really good. Then that guy had a whole thing. He was a stunt guy, and then he had a whole. I don't even know what happened to him.
How was it with
He
Stifler?
was so good. It was still good.
Okay.
But not the same. He was like a total. They tried to, hey, this is another guy. He has a checkered past. But dude, the other guy was so good, dude. Like
So
when you
good as
watch
Riggs.
it, you'll be like, this is wild how good he is.
Okay.
And yeah, they incorporate like the way his wife died. It had to do something like related to the cop, but it was good. One thing I looked up, Eric Clapton worked on he helped compose the soundtrack for this movie.
Really?
Which is pretty cool. But to kind of piggyback on what you said, totally agree. This movie, again, a lot of the hacky, like Chris Rock, the Pesci bits, but again, it's for the comedy, but the fight scenes were well worth the ticket price. Like,
Absolutely.
So good. So, yeah, let's talk box office. So this movie's budget was 100 to 150 million. What do you think this did total?
350.
It did 288.
Okay. I wasn't too far off.
Which is pretty, no, pretty good. But like insane, right? You wouldn't think like, oh, we're going to jump into another one right after it. And it did like domestic into 130, which probably just got the budget back. International, 155.
Wow. Well, insane, I just think, again, Murtaugh's been saying he's been trying to retire for 4 years, 4 movies. Where else can you have gone? It's and great. I'm so glad they did that. Riggs, was old at this point. A fifth one, I would be afraid that if at the time, because there was so much comedy in this one, the comedy would have totally taken over the action. Because I feel like each one, the first two were again more serious, and then like the third one had the comedy. This one had even more comedy. The fifth one probably would have been even more comedy, and it's like
what? I think Jamie's having some technical difficulties. Oh, well, while he's fixing his headset, one thing I did read, like the first time they talked about doing a sequel was around 2007. So if you think like Gibson career-wise, he's kind of already at that point, like doing more like independent films. Maybe he had some blockbuster, but he was doing that Beaver movie like 2012. So it's not that far off from him doing that type of movie. But yeah, no, they probably would have jumped the shark and did like
they would, and I
silliness.
Think if they do one now, I can see it again. I think it would probably have some drama to it, some comedy, and the action will probably be just like Liam Neeson, like not so much like as hand to hand, but more like cop shootout kind of probably, because I think he said it's going to tone down the action. From what I read, that it's going to be like a different type of lethal weapon.
So, yeah, which I could see. So this is always cool to think about. Like I always think about there was like a meme that was going around. It was like, what movie would you see this weekend? It's like Commando and like all these amazing movies in the theaters all at the same time. This is not that far off of like movies that not even like to say like, oh, these are my favorites, but movies that a lot of people like. Lethal Weapon that week when it opened, 34 million. Then you have Armageddon #2. This was their second week. Small Soldiers, Dr. Dolittle, Mulan, Madeline, X-Files, Out of Sight, 6 Days, 7 Nights, Truman Show, A Perfect Murder, Hope Floats, and then Everest. I don't remember that. I'm sure that was, again, a disaster, kind of like the volcano like they were banking on. Opposite of Sex, never heard of that. Titanic. But speaking of movies that were the same, Deep Impact.
And Armageddon,
which came out way before Armageddon, which I never realized they came out in the same year. I wouldn't have even been able to tell you like which one came out first. Deep Impact came out like 3 months before Armageddon.
I never saw Deep Impact, but Armageddon I love.
Good movie.
I love Armageddon.
But good cast.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah,
well, same thing with
Pauly
Dante's...
and Godzilla were the other ones, but a lot of movies that you're like, oh, I know these movies.
I keep when you keep doing this on the podcast and you keep saying these movies, I don't remember the last time we had a year of like movies, like incredible movies for the whole. Like it really has been a long time. We'll get a couple movies, good movies here and there coming up and everything, but not like powerhouses the way they used to be. Like really,
and I think they don't stay as long. But think about this: like you could have saw the Truman Show, which is already in the theaters at this point, like a month and a half.
Yep.
But like now, if a movie's not doing good, it's taking off a bunch of theaters, and it's gonna be right because they can make the movie money on streaming that quick. That back then it was like, hey, well, let's try to keep this
as long as possible.
Sometimes a movie would come out, like your dad owned the video store, like a movie went out of the theater and it was like, oh shit, whoa, remember that movie that came out a year ago? Now it's on this tape that costs $80 to buy.
Oh, insane! Yeah.
But so now we go from Lethal Weapon 4 to a franchise that we haven't really covered as many as we really should have. When you really think about it, like we've only covered Rocky 5.
That's
a crime.
That is a crime.
If you really think about it. So maybe this Christmas we got to do a hall pass and do the second Christmas Rocky, which is Rocky 4. But we're talking Clubber Lang, Thunder Lips, Rocky 3, and for it, I chatted with Patty Negri, who has a small role in a lot of acting things, but Jamie connected with her, and it was really cool because Patty Negri is super famous. She's the Good Witch of Hollywood. She's been on like America's Got Talent, a bunch of the Ghost Adventure shows. She's done it all, but it was really cool. Her story about Rocky 3 was really personal. The way, Stallone interacted with her, kept her in the movie because she was the first one that stepped forward and said, oh yeah, I'll sing behind Frank in the ring, which is pretty neat. So she talks about that. Be sure to check out her like long running show, The Witching Hour with Patty Negri. And she was just cool, man. Really cool energy, really cool vibes. So that'll be a lot of fun. Rocky 3, Jamie, when was the last time you saw that?
A while ago. It used to be one of my favorite ones back in the day.
Really?
Just because I used to love Mr. T. Like Mr. T was my, but
did you watch the cartoon, eat the cereal, all of that?
He had a cartoon. I remember his cartoon where he had a bunch of, he was like a coach of a gymnastics team. And then, but he would always like before the cartoon, he would sit there at a park bench with these kids and give them a life lesson or whatever. I went to the original WrestleMania. I went to the original WrestleMania, and I didn't know wrestling then, but I only went.
Really?
Yeah, I was there at the first one. I was at the first one,
God.
Madison Square Garden. But the only reason my father got me tickets because Mr. T was in the corner of Hulk Hogan. And I didn't know much about Hulk Hogan. I didn't watch wrestling, but he was there, and so we got tickets.
How old are you then? So you're 10, 11?
No,
85.
85. I was in maybe I was in 5th grade. So if it was 85, I was in 5th grade. So yeah, it was crazy.
Damn, dude, that's wild.
Yeah, I was a huge Mr. T fan. I mean,
Piper,
Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, Tito Santana. They all were there. But I mean, even the A-Team. I mean, I watched it every episode. So like, yeah, Mr. T was like, that age. So yeah, I mean, I never had a mohawk, but I came close. So yeah.
You show up at the arena, people are like, oh man, are you a Hulk Hogan fan? I'm here for the guy from DC Cab.
Well, it's funny when I was at wrestling when I was younger, I did bring a picture of Dolph Lundgren for a haircut like that from Rocky 4, and I brought Commando. I wanted the hair, his hair in Commando. Yeah.
John Matrix?
Look, so I had these box covers. So this is what I brought in. I go, hey, I want to say.
Oh my God, you brought the
Yeah,
VHS
of course.
tape.
Yeah, I did. So, but yeah, to answer your question, I mean, I think this movie is going to look a little different now that I haven't seen it in a while, just based on, the other movies. But it should be a fun one.
Yeah, if I'm going Rocky sequel, I'm always going 4. Now, like, not having a ton of time to watch stuff, but it'll be cool that dude, this would be fun homework. Rocky 3. So don't forget to review, rate, share our podcast, follow us on all social media at Sequels Only, and don't forget to check out our website, sequelsonly.com. Good night.
Good night. It's funny. My